go, baby. Let's go. Welcome to another episode of Speculation Sunday. We got a lot to talk about. Today's Speculation Sunday on a Tuesday, mainly because there was just too much stuff going down at all times on Sunday and Monday. I just felt like taking a break. It has been a crazy, crazy weekend last week with Horror Nights, Oogie Boogie Bash, D23, more Horror Nights, and then some Disneyland in there in the mix. But thank you everybody for joining today. Please smash that like button. And to all the people that are new to the channel, welcome. And thank you for checking out Speculation Sunday. Usually we do this on a Sunday, but this was just a special week where there was just so much going on. It was better to do it today and kind of let all the news flush out, which it has. So we got a lot to talk about. We got Just As Danny in the house. How you doing, Danny?
Good. How are you?
Uh-oh, we got the Just Lagging Danny.
Uh-oh.
Are you on a cell phone again or no?
Yeah, hold on, let me...
Oh, damn. But once again, everybody, thank y'all for joining. Today, specifically today, we're really going to focus on D23 Disneyland. And I'm going to go into Horror Nights at the very end of today. But it won't be like a spoiler Horror Night type of thing. It's going to be more about the general discussion of how my trip went. And I went 2 times, so I got a lot to say about Horror Nights. And kind of mainly like a plan of attack. That's kind of what I want to bring to the table today. I will, and if you know, God forbid, we could line this up, do a Ring of Fire for Halloween Horror Nights specific. Because I want at least 1 to 2 hours where we just talk Horror Nights. That's how that's going to go down. So if you guys are ready to talk some Disneyland, all right, yeah, you're good now, Danny. Just As Danny. Hold on, stand by. All right, can you hear me, Danny?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. All right, thank you, everybody, and let's start it off with the schmoofs. D23 sucked. I beg to differ. We'll go over those opinions in a little bit. But thank you, everybody. But no, we were saying, how are you, Daddy? Because you were at D23 every goddamn day. So you were in the trenches. How did it go?
I had a lot of fun. I'm sad the weekend's over already. It was a good time. To me, it's like this was the best that we were going to get, right? You have to think about it. They had an event set up for 2021. They had plans in place already. They probably already had plans of what it was going to look like and who was going to be there as far as vendors. And then they had to just cancel everything. And, COVID happened. And then when they wanted to try to replan it, they had to push it back even further because we started surging again and having more things. So really, this was just Disney like throwing a dart at the board, picking a date and being like, this is the furthest day out that we can do, and let's just hope for the best. And at that point they have to then go back to all the vendors, they have to go back to all the actors and everyone else who they asked to come, and hopes, and then not to mention people designing the exhibits on the show floor, and then hope that they're all coming back. So and trying to put an event together, and probably that looks a lot different than what they were planning before, so a lot less time. So I think with what we got, it was pretty good just based on the circumstance. You know what I mean?
Dude, the amount of schedules that have to come together and unite to make D23 happen is unreal. Right, Danny? From celebrities, all the marketplaces that they had, the vendors, and just the people behind the scenes that make any of that even come to life. It was pretty impressive that it came back. It was definitely nowhere near as magical as last time, but hey, it's back. That's all that matters. I'm guessing whenever D23 happens again in 2 years or whatever, it'll be a lot better. We got 6 months of membership. Jay Alecron, good timing. Speculation Sunday while at the gym, getting that cardio in, fired up. Let's go, Jay. Hey, get that good workout in, brother. Schmoof says, I don't think the event itself was an issue. I felt that the announcements and the panels were a huge letdown. You see, I felt that way last time at D23 when Disneyland wasn't even really mentioned other than Magic Happens. But today, Today, we're not going to talk about all the D23 news. What we are going to talk about is Disneyland in specific. We got a lot of love, Daddy. Did you see this coming? Did you see this coming? I kind of feel like I saw it coming because of the whole 100 celebration starting here. But did you see it coming that we were going to get this much love? Because we got a lot of love, Danny, at D23 here at Disneyland.
I definitely expected a fireworks spectacular. Did not expect a new World of Color. And I definitely didn't expect what happened to Pacific Wharf. Basically, I thought we were going to get Magic Happens coming back, a new fireworks spectacular, and maybe a little bit of a tease for Tomorrowland, like as something super off in the future, right? Like not right way off in the future. But it seems like Disney really just wanted to maybe take a page out of the book of Apple, you know what I mean? And share just what they wanted to share in this moment. And for Disney, that was kind of like an MCU timeline. You know what I mean? They put up like a little timeline of 2 years. And, if we're going by D23 Expo, time frames, it's every 2 years, right? So
You
they gave
know,
us.
it's funny you mentioned that MCU timeline. I've never seen Disney do this timeline stuff, dude. That was
They've
new
never
to me.
they've never done it, but we have at least Disney shared everything that's coming out for the most part between now and 2024, and that would potentially be the next D23 Expo. I mean, if we were going on the old time schedule, it would be in 2023, but the Expo was 2022, so we had to adjust a little bit. So,
Yeah.
but we found out everything that's happening in parks, resorts, and experiences between now and 2024. So anything beyond that was just a hint and a maybe, a what if, which is what we got at the end of the presentation, because they don't want to commit to anything yet. And then 2 years from now, maybe they don't have the plans to do that anymore. So they kind of just kept it, close to the chest and gave us like what they could give us for the next 2 years.
Yep, yep. We got Maria with 2 months of membership. She says, "Hi, Mondo Danny. I'm going to Oogie Boogie Bash in October with my nieces who have never been. Well, let me tell you, Maria, you're going to have a great time. Any good tips for first timers? Thanks for all you guys do. Fire it up. A great tip, bring a big candy bag. I can't emphasize that enough. If you could get there at the early entry and do some rides or eat some food before the event even starts, you're already off to a great start. And the good part about early entry for Oogie Boogie Bash is you could be the first one to be lined up for Sanderson Sisters or one of the first ones for Ernesto de la Cruz or even Bruno, because those have been all warranting long lines. And I think if you do those two things, bring a bag, early entry, you're going to have a great trip. And if you can, do the second parade. You're going to have a great time. If you're going with kids, if you somehow could fit in a Villains Grove, don't even worry about it. But if they're younger kids, instead of Villains Grove, do Junior Dance Party, because the Mickey show in there for Halloween is incredible. Villains Grove to me is an afterthought this year. That's kind of where I stand on that one. But thank you, Maria. All right, Danny, let's get into the juicy stuff, my friend. Mandalorian. Look, Mando is not coming out season 3 to next year. I'm shocked that this is dropping in November. It came out of nowhere, bro. What do you think? I'll let you go first on this one.
Yeah, I think. Well, let's just be clear here for both Mando and for the Hulk, which we'll show a little bit later. They mentioned that each time it's going to be very limited. So I think this is kind of like a test to see, how people react to having Mando in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge with Grogu. Basically, like what his popularity looks like, what logistics look like with him walking around. How do they logistically do that with the other characters? Since they're supposed to not make reference to or anything in regards to Mando, since they wouldn't exist on the same timeline. So I think they're trying to do a little test. So I think what perfect time to do that than the holiday season, right? So they're doing it during the holiday season, which it makes sense to me, and then they'll probably bring him out for a longer period of time, I would imagine, when the show's out, so it's a little bit more. And they may have some other characters that maybe pop up as more relevant during the season 3. That might be a surprise that come with him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. For me, the Mando. Uh, there's a couple ways to look at Mando coming into Galaxy's Edge. If Mando ain't coming to Galaxy's Edge, there's a whole lot of nothing happening in Galaxy's Edge, Danny, until Mandalorian season 3, because they already told us that Mando was coming, but I think this was just something to keep the spirit alive in Galaxy's Edge. I think it's a great move. Everybody's been waiting for Mando. Everybody has been waiting, especially for Grogu in some type of physical form at the theme park. They've done Grogu as like a little magic moment in a photo pass kind of thing. But I love it. I think it's great. Mando's outfit right here looks amazing. I kind of hope Mando could talk instead of pre-recordings. You know what I mean? I really feel like it takes a lot away if it's pre-recordings. Boba Fett was a good meet and greet, but the fact that he has just pre-recordings, to me, it's kind of whack, honestly. Like, he doesn't have to sound like Mandalorian from the show. It would be great to just have conversation with him. Like, Mando, what bounty are you on today? You know? The other thing I want to say, and I really can't express this enough, and I hope Disney's watching. Where is your lightsaber battle? Where is lightsaber show in Galaxy's Edge? I am shocked. We are through a D23 and there is no lightsaber show in Galaxy's Edge. I cannot say it enough. Where is the freaking Galaxy's Edge lightsaber battle? How do you feel about that, Danny? I just had to get that out.
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants that, right? But it's kind of difficult because with the Galactic Star Cruiser, it really changes a lot of things. Because Disney World, they don't get Mando because they can't change the timeline based on the Star Cruiser, and Kylo Ren and Rey have their battle on the Galactic Star Cruiser. They don't have it in. If they had it in Batu, it wouldn't really make sense thematically. So it kind of changed a lot of things. Like, maybe they were planned originally for Galaxy's Edge, but then because of the Galactic Star Cruiser, they had to change that. But maybe something else, and maybe a different type of character can come in the future and do lightsaber battle. Maybe we can have like an Ahsoka thing later on. We don't know. So.
And why doesn't Rey have a lightsaber? I'm just ready to say these things these days. To me, Galaxy's Edge, I really hope entertainment comes, Danny. And especially nighttime entertainment. I don't really feel like they need the daytime. I think a nighttime entertainment would be incredible. That land is beautiful, dude. The environment, the space that they got, so much can happen there. And it's not being utilized. It's not being utilized. And with Mando coming, does he carry the Darksaber? Is this going to introduce Moff Gideon? Are we going to get Bo-Katan? Like, dude, the possibilities are pretty big now. Can we get young Luke Skywalker? Can we get him now? So I think The Mandalorian is going to be a great introduction to Disney just opening up their catalog of characters. And we need it. We need it, dude. The Rey and the Chewie and if you could even find her Vimerati, I think it's time to just like open the catalog of characters, please. And I feel like this is a great move. Very good move. But I'm going to say it again. Entertainment, dude. Entertainment, brother. All right, let's keep going. Enough of Mando. This one, Danny. This is this week. For all we know, it could be tonight. I don't know. I don't know when the hell this is going to arrive. I don't know why not just give a date. But they announced Hulk. Before we even talk about Hulk, have you ever seen a character of this stature, this height, ever come to any Disney park? Because this is crazy, Danny. He makes these adults look like kids, dude. Like, this is a ginormous Hulk. Is there any character that's been that size before?
No, I would say the closest would be, maybe some sort of puppet or animatronic on a float. And besides that, maybe Sully or the Beast. Those are pretty big characters, but even then, they're only, just roughly taller than maybe 6'5". So not nowhere near the level of this. That's for sure.
Yeah. To me, Hulk coming was a very big risk. Mainly because this is like a new challenge of this size character. I'm really happy that Disney's taking the risk to do something like this. I was talking to my buddy Villain. I was like, how could this be a meet and greet? Do you really think this will be a meet and greet? Villain was saying his speculation that Hulk might come out of the Sanctum and kind of have like kind of roped off so nobody could really get to him, and he would just go back in the sand. That's why he's in his quantum suit. What are your thoughts? Like, where could this Hulk even go in Avenger Campus, dude? It's crazy.
Yeah, he can fit through the sanctum. Just if I guess, my thought was is that he'd pop out where Mr. Knight was, and kind of just come out from that little fence right there, and then be able to greet guests either there, or he would come out from the side where Miss Marvel came out, kind of like in between Guardians of the Galaxy and the Pym Tasting Lab, and then just kind of like you mentioned, stay with ropes and things, and not really have people come up to him just yet, like kind of while they test it out. We have to remember that they said it's going to be extremely limited, so once he shows up, I don't know how long that's going to be, but
Why even invest the money to create this and even announce it at D23 to have it be extremely limited? I thought that was a really weird move when they said that, Danny.
I think they probably want to test like people's reactions, like how feasible it is to be, to have greets with kids around it, and other people trying to take photos. How realistic is it? Because if you saw Project EXO, not only at your destination D23 that you went to, but also the exhibit they had in Walt Disney Imagineering's Wonderful World of Dreams Pavilion, the person's on stilts inside the costume. So that's a long time to like be balancing on something too. So
Yeah.
it's they definitely have to hire someone who's athletic, who's you know got that's got some sort of stunt skills, because they got to be balancing on those things. So it's very difficult, and they got to be able to move the fingers
That's
and
what
the
I'm
hand.
saying, Danny. It's a challenge. This is a big challenge and a risk they're taking.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm excited to see what the test looks like, and I think they're going to test it to see how people react to it, how well it works in the land, and then bring it back, maybe with other giant characters in other ways.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad they're doing Hulk. I will have to admit, I'm not the most fond of this outfit, or just this iteration of Hulk. But at the same time, I'm glad that Hulk's coming to life. Like, I'm super happy about it. I can't
Yeah,
wait to meet him. It's just, to me, you know what it is? If he didn't have that helmet, I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, this is badass. But a lot of people were like, well, Hulk can't, he's going to be talking and he won't be able to move his mouth and blah, blah. To me, I'd be like, I don't care. I don't need his mouth to move. Let him talk. Who cares? Kids that walk up to this will not be like, oh, this is cool, but Hulk's not moving his mouth. Like, I don't know. I feel like that wouldn't be the case. I think kids just want to meet Hulk. They just want to meet him. But it's exciting. Very exciting. We'll see how this works. To me, I think this is going to be very successful. Every kid that goes to Avenger Campus is definitely going to want to meet Hulk, because it's like a dream come true, dude. If you're a Marvel fan. Yeah, I remember Wreck-It Ralph was a big character too, but not to the stature of this. This Hulk is impressive. We got Amanda with the super chat. I wanted more from Disneyland Forward. Everybody does. Disneyland Forward was we don't talk about Bruno. Like, that didn't even, not even a hint, Danny. We'll go into that later, I promise. We also got Amber with the super chat. Was Groot that tall at DCA? Groot's pretty tall, but I don't feel like he's this height. This is kind of crazy. I don't even know where this
I think
character is visually seeing,
also
like where the person's seeing. You know what I mean?
I think Groot's also on stilts too, from what I remember.
Damn. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Imagine Groot and Hulk in one picture. That's gonna be crazy. um, to keep this going, D23 Danny dropping. I guess the Quinjet ride's gone. And if you're asking what am I talking about, I'm talking about this right here. This is it's not coming, right, Danny? This idea is gone.
Yeah, that idea. Well, at least it's shelved for now, which honestly I was happy about because uh, to me that looked like a nausea machine. So I'm okay with not having that ride.
And they went so extreme that King Thanos is now coming. I know you're not the biggest of Marvel fans, Danny, but from your perspective as a Disneyland resort fan, what? This came out of nowhere, Doc.
Yeah, look at the if you look at the ride vehicle, it almost looks a little bit like a boat, and maybe the kind of boat that we have in Shanghai Pirates. So if you think about how that ride works, that ride's extremely immersive and makes some really great maneuvers, especially as a boat. Like the boat can move sideways, it can go backwards, turn around. So it's wild. It's almost like a trackless ride in water. And it even looks like there's water around it too, which is kind of odd. But the first thing I got out of it when I saw it was a boat. I don't know that it's a boat necessarily, but I think this is great because I'm not like a super huge Marvel fan, but how awesome is it that they use the multiverse to tell a story that doesn't exist in any of the movies? It also makes the ride a little bit more timeless, right? They are telling a story of something that didn't happen. That basically the premise of the ride is that Thanos didn't lose at the end; he won, and now he's the world. Avengers have to try to deal with him and you know take him on as King Thanos, and you got like multiple versions of Spider-Man in there. You've got everyone coming through, all different variations in the all the multiverse variations of different things. So I I think it's a super awesome thing to have a storyline that doesn't exist. Maybe it will in a movie at some point, but at least right now, this is it's we know what multiverse was and like how it could be a bunch of different things. So they're kind of building on that. So I think that's super cool, and definitely very unique to Disneyland's version of the of the Avengers campus, right? Because there's not going to be anything like this in Paris. So it's cool. I like the ride vehicle because I like that it is a ride vehicle and not like, because the other ride was going to be like you're starting off in the Quinjet, but like somehow you're going to go on these robotic arms. And like, I was just thinking like Harry Potter, but like more nausea. I don't know. It just seems like a nightmare to me. So,
Yeah, we got 15 months of membership, Robert. Let's go, Robert. Thank you, brother. Seriously, freaking, I gotta hit that, man. I gotta hit that one more time. Robert Des, thank you for 15 months of membership, my friend. Thank you for supporting the fire. You're freaking incredible, brother. Happy Tuesday. We also got Joe J. What's up, Joe? So bummed they didn't announce new Magic Key sales. Also, King Thanos ride? Lame. I hate these digital screen rides. Should be a coaster. Thank you for the 4 months, Joe. All right. To feed off this comment from Joe, I want to ask the chat. Let's do a quick Q&A because I don't want to really move on from this because this is a big freaking deal that's going on right here. This is what I heard, Danny. This is what I'm hearing early on, brother. I heard it's going to be like Simpsons. And at first I was like, what? You kidding me? And then second, I talked it out with the person I was talking to. I was kind of like, well, damn, it makes sense. It's going to be a screen-based ride that could bring every single one of these characters to life right here. These will not be animatronics. These probably won't even be physical sets or anything. And from my understanding of all the trips I've ever been to Universal Studios Hollywood, Simpsons is very successful. Nobody ever talks any smack about Simpsons ride. It's extremely popular. Another thing I heard was that like if it could happen, like another speculation was it would be similar to Transformers, Islands of Adventure Spider-Man, the same thing. But to me, like when I look at it and I hear those thoughts, they totally make sense. If that's what Disney really wants to do, it would make sense. Because how the hell do you make all these characters, this King Thanos, all come to life, dude? The amount of money, the amount of creativity, imagination, the Imagineering, it's unreal, dude. There's like 20 characters right here, plus the plethora of other characters that we haven't seen that probably will be in the ride too. So that's what I've heard. And if it was to be something like Simpsons or something like I guess Transformers, I would get it. And the other thing, for as big as dreams as we all want to have, this is the space, Danny. They ain't that much space, dog. So, like Disney, can Disney go super hard and go beyond a Simpsons style ride, beyond a Star Tours ride, beyond a Transformers ride? Can they do it here? Or do they even have the will to do it, especially after Web Slingers? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I think one thing that you're showing here is a key point. So I'm glad you brought this up. They didn't really indicate, Mondo, that this was the space that the ride was going to be in. In fact, they were hinting at other spaces in the land. There isn't really a lot going on behind Avengers headquarters. They have the roundhouse there for the trolley that parks overnight for the two trolleys and then for them to get worked on. But I know the original concept art showed that the ride building for the Avengers ride would be behind it. But we don't necessarily know that this attraction is going to be like that. Maybe it goes, somewhere by the Hyperion. Maybe it goes, behind Cars Land, in the other direction, like kind of next to Luigi's, like behind that side. Like it's, we don't know exactly where it's going to be. It almost looked like in that weird, vague concept art that they showed us that there was some different thing, a different extension back where the Cars Land entrance to Avengers Campus is, rather than going through the Avengers building.
Well,
So
I look at their picture they tweeted out. There's a whole lot of purple lighting in that area. There's nothing different here. That you know what I mean? It's the purple lighting. I'm assuming they mean here.
zoom in right there where the yellow crane is.
Right here?
Yep. That looks different to me. And that's the entrance from Cars Land.
But there's no. How can you? If they fit a ride there, what?
Well,
How? How, dude?
they wouldn't have to fit a ride there. You'd have to just enter it from there and then get to a ride building that's set much further back.
So then, like, if you think that is like two humongous show buildings right next to each other, right there. Because we would think that two rides are coming then, right? Avenger Campus would get 4 rides.
Well, I think this is just the direction they want to go. They originally talked about the Quinjet attraction, and since they, kind of stopped on that, right now where they headed, they're headed in a totally different direction than the original Avengers, with the Avengers Campus. So it's like, we just finished phase, like, what is it? The phase 2 of the saga or whatever, the multiverse saga. Now we're going into, I forgot what the new saga is called, but it's like, this kind of makes more sense, like relevancy now kind of thing. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Or do they go this way? Animation Academy gets taken over.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know. I know they have the purple,
and
like
then and then this random ass building right here that I don't think is the Hyperion, or is it the Hyperion? I don't know, Daddy. When they tweeted this picture out, I was like, what the hell am I looking at? I don't know where to look. The only thing I could assume is the purple up there. Dude, one of the D23 mysteries that we just don't know, dude. Um, I hope, Daddy, that this ride, if this is what they're going with, I hope it comes to life. I had a chance to speak a little bit to Kimberly Moore earlier, and she told me that this is not for kids. King Thanos' story is not for kids. Just to kind of iterate a little bit, and I actually asked her which one were the issues because I want to buy it and I want to read this so I could be familiar with whatever the hell this is. Uh, at one point, King Thanos literally rips Iron Man in half. So when I hear that it's not for kids, I get pretty excited. But when I think of Avenger Campus, it's all for kids. You know, the web attachments, web slingers, and everything else. That so it's like contradicting in a way, right? Like I feel like they, you know what I feel with this ride? They were just trying to hit relevancy. Like they were trying to hit relevancy. That's the main thing I think they were shooting for here. Because this is all Disney Plus properties, dude. This whole thing right here. Disney Plus, everything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it all builds. It's like I said, to me, I'm not like super well versed in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or even just the comics. Um, but to me, I thought it was exciting that we're getting a story that wasn't told in a movie yet. Kimberly mentioned that it's something that has been in the comics, so there's at least a story of King Thanos, but maybe they can take it their own way because it's the multiverse. So I just like that that even though it is based on intellectual property that they own, it's not just following the storyline of a movie, which is like web slingers too.
Yeah.
It's not following the storyline of a movie. It's a original thing for the land. So
We'll see where it goes, dude. Crazy, man. Crazy. King Thanos. Dude, this has to be the biggest curveball of D23, dude. King Thanos. I'm all for it. My final thought on this is bring it, baby. I want to see Thanos in real life, man. All right, to keep going with Disneyland D23 announcements, this one was another curveball that nobody saw coming. It's called San Fransokyo. Big Hero 6, Danny. I think this is a genius fit. Uh, but to me, it was kind of like, why? What like encouraged the Imagineers and the Disney executives to transform this? That's what I was shocked.
yeah.
What are your thoughts on this one, Danny?
To me, this one was really just about like synergy, right? It's like, back when Cars Land and Buena Vista Street were put in, and Disney California Adventure started like its new renovation into something new. There was still that like 1920s version of California, but like over the years with Pixar Pier and with Avengers Campus and stuff like that, everything has vague roots to California in some way, but it's like Disney's version of things that are California based, right? So, Pixar Pier is like an imaginary place that harkens back to like you know, the old boardwalks and piers that existed back in the day for California, Santa Cruz, stuff like that. And then you have Avengers. Even Avengers Campus has ties back to California, being that it's supposed to be set in like Silicon Valley. And if you look at the maps in the land of what it used to be, it took over like an old Stark like compound. Like they show the Golden Vine Winery, and they called it like Stark Vineyards. So
Yeah,
they're all tying it into California somehow. But like the Pacific Wharf is kind of like the last outlier of like the original DCA that's still there. I mean, because Pacific Wharf really hasn't changed at all, period, since California Adventure opened in 2001. It's always been modeled after Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco. And the only thing that's changed is that Lucky Fortune Cookery and Rancho Cucamonga or the Cocina Cucamonga switched locations. So they used to be at opposite locations. And it made sense back then because they had the tortilla factory attached to the back of the Cocina Cucamonga restaurant. So, they were tied as one. But, as the land changed, they got like Ghirardelli and things like that. And it was like the only space besides the Golden Vine Winery that exists that doesn't have like some sort of Disney theme to it that kind of still harkens back to California. So this is, San Fransokyo is a mix of Tokyo and of San Francisco. It's just kind of funny to see the Golden Gate Bridge again in DCA because we used to have that.
I know, and I'm all here for it, dude. It's a great move. It's a
Yeah,
great move.
the only thing that kind of looks like a bummer is that it doesn't really look like it's that big of a change. They kind of like tease it a little bit more. If you zoom in on the artwork and are a little bit more like sleuthy on it, you can see on the right hand side, Cocina Cucamonga is still there with the same sign, same everything. So it's not going to change. So I guess if you're a huge fan of quesadilla tacos, like they're going to stick around. But it doesn't, to me, that doesn't really make sense. Like for San Fransokyo. Like I want Baymax, heavily themed Baymax Tokyo stuff. And I hope they have that. Like maybe Lucky Fortune Cookery changes into something that's more like what you'd get in a San Fransokyo. Like I'm imagining like getting stuff from like Tokyo Disney, like really cool like Baymax little bows or something like that. Like just these.
Damn, dude, that would be amazing.
But if you at it, like all the umbrellas are still there. The buildings are exactly the same as they are now. They just draped some kind of Japanese lanterns on them and maybe painted different signage. So it's not really. We have to think back to like Pixar Pier, right? When Pixar Pier first opened, that wasn't really a big change either. It was just like a
Like
like
a
a repaint.
yeah,
That was like
a
a
reskin.
reskin.
Yeah,
Yeah, of like a non-themed area to Disney theme, and then this is the same, like a non-themed area to a Disney theme. And then the great thing about it is we're gonna have a Baymax meet and greet finally that's more permanent.
yeah. Let me ask you, Danny. So this is coming, or at least we hope it is. There was no date or timeline when it could come, or the reimagining could start. Uh, does the margarita stand become a Baymax meet and greet? Does the bakery disappear? Like, where the hell's Baymax gonna go, dude? They ain't no room down there. um, to me, I was like, something that we love is gone. Is it Ghirardelli or is it the bakery? Because I don't
Mhm.
think Fortune Cookery or, as you were saying, Rancho Cucamonga, those are not leaving. So I think it's gonna be the margarita stand or Ghirardelli. That's the two I'm looking at that's probably gonna disappear. Uh-oh. Real quick, D make D3 with the super chat. Thanks, Mondo Danny, for all the great D23 info. Fired up. Thank you, D make D3. Appreciate your super chat, brother. Um, what do you think, Danny? Where does Baymax go? Because Baymax needs some space, dude. Baymax is huge.
Yeah. I was thinking you kind of hit the nail on the head. I was thinking, well, I can't remember talking to Nick from Mouse Vibes or if it was Peter from Ordinary Adventures, but they mentioned that they don't see the Ghirardelli chocolate fountain sticking around for something like this, and I was like, well, I don't know about that. I could see it sticking around somehow, but I felt like the bakery tour is the thing that would go away. Obviously, they're going to still have the Boudin restaurant because they use those bread bowls almost everywhere in Disneyland Resort. I mean, the Craftsman's Bar and Grill use tons of them on for different items. They use it in like the Harbor Galley, the Gumbo Shop, at the Pacific Wharf Cafe. Like there's those bread bowls are used everywhere. So
Yeah.
obviously the factory would still stay there. What I'm thinking is the tour part is going to be gone because right now, what is the tour part even? You just get free bread. You can see into them making the thing, but they just turned it into dining. They put tables in the middle of the tour all throughout the whole tour, except for that first room.
I haven't been in there in a long time. That's new to me. I
So
didn't know that.
yeah, the whole tour is just full of dining tables. So in my opinion, they just kind of like wall that off and close off the bakery tour, and then they turn all that space into like a meet and greet with a queue for Baymax somehow.
Mm. Are you excited for Baymax?
I am, yeah. I'm excited to have a meet and greet for him. He was a cool meet and greet at Disneyland, but it was very short. It was only like when the movie was in theaters. That was it.
Where did they put Baymax the original time?
I believe he was in Tomorrowland, in Starcade.
Okay. Yeah, I
I
was
remember.
wondering. I was
I
like,
don't,
where did you put him?
don't quote me on that, but I think that's where I remember.
Yeah,
I
it
know
was.
for sure Wreck-It Ralph was in there, but I don't remember Baymax specifically.
Yeah, because it was a long time ago. Let me see. We got KJ. What's up, KJ? I don't think they have room for a ride, but what about a live show or an interactive attraction similar to the Bounty Hunter game? That could work. I think he's talking about Avengers Campus, KJ. Me and Danny have said it a long time ago. If they could bring a Waterworld style show to Avenger Campus, I think that would be one of the biggest home runs, more than a ride would ever be. It would be insane. Take King Thanos down in an entertainment show, but we'll see. We'll talk more about Disney Magic Band Plus. I promise you, and we'll go into the Bounty Hunter game as well. But thank you, KJ. Appreciate your 7 months of membership, man. Yvette says Baymax Disney Plus show also opened up a lot of doors for what they could do with this retheme. I did have a chance. I watched like two or three episodes. I didn't finish it, but I enjoyed it. Millie says yes, Starcade. I have pictures with Baymax. Coolest meet and greet. It's gonna be cool to have Baymax come back.
Uh, I was
That
just
big
gonna,
black guy channel says King Thanos the musical.
uh, yeah, it's funny because we've had so many people on our live streams talk about bringing some sort of Marvel musical to Hyperion, and in the studio presentation on Saturday at D23 Expo, they actually did the full 15-minute Rogers the musical live on stage for the audience, and it made me wonder, like, if they can do it there, maybe they can do it at DCA.
Were you at that panel or no?
No, I saw Peter and Kitra's like coverage of it. They were there, but that was the only big one I didn't go to. I know. Did Chris went to it, right?
Yeah, I think he did. I think he did. Chris got every panel. He got every panel.
Hey, Mondo, up in Northern California right now because my parents live up there. They just had a really big earthquake right now.
What?
So
Holy
yeah,
snow!
like really big earthquake. I guess it was really long too. So
What
I don't know. Hopefully
the
it's
heck?
okay up there.
What the heck? Holy snow! Dude, that's scary, dude. I'm just searching earthquake right now. Holy smokes! Yeah. Uh, Damn, dude, that's crazy. That came out of nowhere, dude. I hope everybody's safe, man. Jeez Louise. KJ says I meant the Big Hero 6 area. Do you think the Big Hero 6 area could come with some Magic Band Plus stuff? I don't know how
Yeah,
they would interpret it, but I would say
yeah.
yeah.
I definitely think we could see some implementation. Right, um, we know Magic Band Plus interactivity is coming um, to Galaxy's Edge with the Bounty Hunter experience that Florida has, and we also know that it's coming to Mickey's Toontown because I asked that question to the Imagineers when I was in the Imagineering Pavilion, Wonderful World of Dreams at D23 Expo. They actually had the lead Imagineer on the project there with the models on every day of the weekend he was there. And I asked him, if Magic Band interactivity was coming, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Tell
we'll
you,
go. We'll go super. I got a lot to say about Magic Band
but
Plus.
but I feel like we could definitely see, um, some interactivity of like Baymax related stuff. I really want them to bring some sort of game, like some game that goes across the whole park, like the way that Epcot has well, they used to have the Kim Possible game, and then it switched to like Phineas and Ferb, and then it switched again to like DuckTales. So like it's kind of a fun thing to do, like especially if you're going just to have fun.
And just
And
say, when I think of Baymax or Big Hero 6, I think of technology. The whole concept of that stuff is technology. Uh, Dude, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Is there any way Tomorrowland could just become Baymax? Because Baymax is the future. It truly is the future. It's Tomorrowland. That's probably crazy talk, but all right, let's keep going, Danny. This is one I know you were excited to hear. Pixar Place Hotel. Why couldn't it have just been Pixar Pier Hotel? It just makes sense, but nope. Pixar Place. I'm glad they finally gave it the name. Uh, I don't want to say like I was underwhelmed or anything. It is what it is. Pixar Place. Um, just
It looks very swanky.
Yeah, I was gonna say just today or yesterday they started taking away the logo of Paradise Pier Hotel. They started taking away the waves that are at the very top. So anything Paradise Pier Hotel will be gone. Something that they show, Danny, is this. We recently got a big refurb for this Paradise Pier Hotel or Paradise Place Hotel recently, and they didn't do none of this. So, do they do more construction to now make this come to life? I thought it was really weird move going down there. What are your thoughts on Paradise or Pixar Place Hotel?
Yeah, I mean, it looks definitely very swanky. It's definitely no longer looks like um, it no longer looks to me like it's going to be a cheap hotel from
Hmm.
what I can see on it, especially being that it has its own entrance into the park. But this is great. Having a dedicated kids splash area. None of Disney's resorts at Disneyland have something like this. I mean, the Grand Californian has a small splash pool. And the Disneyland Hotel sort of has a splash pool surrounding the slide structure, but they don't have like fountains and things like that, like interactivity and water like play elements. So, the Paradise Pier Hotel has a slide structure that's separate from a pool. Like it doesn't dump into a pool. So I think this whole little play area being mixed with the slide is going to be a lot of fun. I can already see like Crush at the top of the water roller coaster slide. It's themed to a roller coaster now, but maybe it's like the EAC slide is what I'm
That'd be
guessing.
cool. I like that
Yeah.
idea. Um, you know what this says to me? $600 rooms. That's what this says to me. I'm excited. Obviously, Pixar Place Hotel is gonna bring to life many different themes, and I'm guessing maybe like certain floors will like this could be the Coco floor. This could be the what is it called? Cars. This could be Incredibles. I hope they do stuff like that. Do you think they go that route, Danny, or just it's just like a generic Pixar everything? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really fancy. I'm thinking like the Art of Marvel Hotel mixed with a little kind of what we got going on at the Disneyland Hotel's new tower, like that kind of vibe. A little Riviera Resort action, a little Grand Destino Tower at the Coronado Springs Resort. They kind of all have that same feel. This to me is really interesting. I don't know if you want to read this part here about this
Yeah,
restaurant, but
but before we go into this is a very good point from Daisy. But can they fix the parking over there? The parking garage is not convenient. Do you think they address that? Or probably not, huh? I would say no.
I mean, I don't know what Daisy's talking about because literally, of all three of the hotels, they have the most convenient parking. You're literally in a parking structure attached to the back of the lobby, and if you're self parking at the Disneyland Hotel, you have to walk like a mile from Frontier if you're in Frontier Tower. And if you're self parking at the Grand Californian, you're parking across the street. You have to cross a crosswalk just to get to your car. So I don't know what Daisy means, but parking the Paradise Pier Hotel is the most convenient.
Yeah, I just don't have any experience with parking at that hotel, so I couldn't even tell you. I've never stayed at Paradise, so thank you for telling us that because I was wondering myself. I don't know. Um, okay, Danny. This did not get talked about at D23, so it was really cool that they did this blog to give us some info here. I'll go ahead and read this real quick. Fans of fried chicken and maple bacon donuts rejoice. We will welcome the team from Southern California local favorite Great Maple. Somebody told me that it's from San Diego. I've never heard of Great Maple, but I'm excited. Which will open a flagship restaurant on the first floor and operate other food and beverage locations throughout Pixar Place Hotel. This modern American eatery specializes in upscale comfort food with a twist, serving fresh takes on American classics from breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And as you can see, they got some maple donuts and a burger right there. Um, my first thought, and it's that keyword, Danny, the very keyword, dude. Where'd it go? Upscale, upscale, Danny. So this right here will not be cheap. This right here is the little foreshadowing that they're trying to make Pixar Place upscale. They want to put it on probably honestly the likes of a Grand California Hotel. They want it to be more upscale from every facet of the game, from dining, staying there, just the experiences, the amenities. It seems like the future of this hotel, Danny, is just pure upscale. I think that's what they're rooting for. What are your thoughts? I did not see this coming at all. This restaurant right here.
Um, Man, this looks to me a lot like something you'd find on one of the Disney cruise ships. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like something they would have in the hotel, and this makes me think. There's a couple things here. We're seeing a lot of Disney, non-Disney operated third party restaurants come in. Like they're bringing in Portos to downtown Disney. They're bringing in um, Din Tai Fung to downtown Disney, and then having a third party run and operate the flagship restaurant in your hotel downstairs just seems odd to me. I don't know. I mean, I'm excited to try. I've never been to a Great Maple, um, and I don't know like how fancy it is. But I feel like with the Pixar Place Hotel, this is kind of like a missed opportunity to have like a really awesome character dining, like storytellers level like quality, but like with Pixar characters, it'd be like a really fun character dining breakfast experience. But this they're not going for that on this. I mean, I don't know where this is going. Is this going to be like a quick little spot, kind of where the Surfside Lounge is right now? Or is this going to take over the existing restaurant space for PCH Grill? I don't know.
Danny,
Uh,
I thought this was coming.
yeah, Gusto's.
Why not? Why wasn't it Gusto's? It's at Pixar Place. Dude, I don't know. I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna go with I guess we're gonna go with what is it called? Great Maple. So they're gonna go with Great Maple. Um, have you heard any early speculation on anything else? Do you think they'll do character dining here? Because it is Pixar, dude. And for the most part, Disneyland Hotel
Look,
and then the Grand Californian, they have character dining.
if you look at the photo though, it doesn't look anything like there's no Pixar anything about it.
Oh, like here at this one?
Yeah. So I mean, what I don't see how they could do character dining there because there's not really a Disney theme at all.
Damn, Daddy, I'm. But where is this even gonna go? That's what I was like. I don't know, dude. There wasn't much direction for where things are going. It's just coming somewhere. Do you think this will be the one on the first floor?
Well, I don't know. They've got so the thing with Paradise Pier Hotel is they have the restaurant space on the first floor that no one even knows about called Yamabuki, but they're using that space right now for like offices for people that work, in different departments that work for the hotel. So the old restaurant space still is there, and it was a sushi Japanese restaurant. Literally, you can see the entrance to it if you're standing at the entrance of the hotel lobby. Immediately to the left, you see the entrance to the old restaurant. It's still got the marble kind of entrance with the doors,
Yeah.
but it's all blocked off, and that's actually used as office space now. But that's technically an empty restaurant space, so this could go there maybe, and it's still on the outside, so it's not integrated with the lobby. Or this looks like it could be small enough to fit into where Surfside Lounge is. I'm seeing some of the similar pillars that come down around Surfside Lounge on the outside of it. So
Yeah, like especially these ones right here, huh?
yeah, yeah. So it could be where Surfside Lounge is, or it could take over the PCH Grill spot. I don't know, but there's technically three restaurant locations inside Paradise Pier Hotel. One of them's not really used as a restaurant anymore, and then the other two are also aren't because they're all closed right now. But I mean, more recently anyway. But
Yeah.
we'll have to see.
Yeah, this one to me was it came out of nowhere, dude. I'm excited to try it. I hope it's really good. And from this visual, it looks like there's going to be a lot of seating. So hopefully it'll be easily to dine there. It won't be some like reservations are gone at all times. We got Dork Wing Buck. They need to build an all-star hotel, not a premium. Ain't that the truth, Daddy? You know, I always wondered why we didn't have like more of the budget-friendly hotel at Disneyland Resort. I know we don't have space and all that, blah blah blah, but there's been opportunities for Disney to expand many times over like the last 15, 20 years. Do you think they ever go the route of a like an all-star style, more budget-friendly hotels here at Disneyland, or they're okay with just keeping it upscale essentially?
Um, I think for now they are okay with keeping it upscale, but I think long term, when when the Disneyland Forward project moves ahead, they'll probably want to do something like that. It looks like the hotel shopping district they're planning for Toy Story parking lot, at least in concept art, if they're going that direction, that seems like another upscale hotel. And I know Disney really wants to build another top dollar hotel because that's how they make the most money. But I could see them building a more value hotel in the future, maybe somewhere close by the resort once they expand a little bit.
Yup. All right, let's keep it going. There's a lot to talk about still. We're gonna go into a big Q&A today. Don't worry. Din Tai Fung, beautiful concept art. Where is this going? What is leaving to put this here? This is a great addition for downtown Disney. Wherever this is going, I love it. What are your thoughts on this one, Daddy?
Yeah, I mean, we had rumors when this was first announced that it was going to be taking over Tortilla Joe's, right? And if you look at the layout of this building, it fits. Obviously, it doesn't have a second story in it, which would be, which is kind of odd because it gives you more space. But I think if you look at it, it has the same layout, right? There's the bar off to the side, outside on the right side, and then the main entrance to the restaurant is right at the front corner. That's just like Tortilla Joe's, and the surrounding palm trees also look like they're kind of putting it in the same space. Now, you have to remember Tortilla Joe's is operated by Patina Group. They own Naples, they own Tortilla Joe's, and they own Catal Restaurant and Uva Bar. So those are the three restaurants they own and operate at Downtown Disney. Well, we know that Uva Bar and Catal are going away, and they're being replaced with a new Mexican restaurant that's more upscale, and it's going to be called Centrico for the bar. And then I forgot what the restaurant's going to be called, but that's going to be where Catal is at, and it's going to be Mexican themed. So if it's the Patina Group and they are going to own and operate two Mexican themed locations that are new, why would they also want to own Tortilla Joe's, which is also Mexican themed? So if you think about it, it makes sense for them to let go of a lease maybe on one of the buildings they have and give it to Din Tai Fung and let them take over the building. And if that's truly where it's going to go, because this is all speculation. Again, there's no
Yeah.
confirmation of this, but it just looks that way and it makes the most sense. If it's going from a two-story to a one-story building, they're going to have to demolish Tortilla Joe's. So.
Do you think it goes in the dirt field? Any chance it goes over there where the theater was?
No, because it doesn't match the theming that they're going for in that area at all.
I know it's more like this so on that area, huh?
Yeah, it's more. That's more like Palm Springs, mid-century modern type feel.
Pretty crazy though that really no direction of the dirt field and what's replacing any of that. I'm shocked we didn't get details on that. That was pretty shocking. What we did get details. I'm gonna hit that horn because this is very exciting. Portos, the one another curveball. I don't know. I don't care what anybody said. Nobody in their mind saw this coming. And Portos has kept this under their sleeve for a long time, I'm guessing. Portos coming to freaking downtown Disney. The early speculation, Danny, I'm hearing is ESPN Zone. That's the big one that I'm hearing. I think that'd be a great location for Portos. I don't even think that's big enough. They need to go bigger. The demand, every single hotel resident is going to want to dine here, dude. They're going to want to get their breakfast here, get their late night dinner. I don't know how late they'll stay open, but Porto's incredible addition to downtown Disney. What are your thoughts on this one, Danny?
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense to me. And if you think about um, with the way that Disney is doing downtown Disney and Disney Springs, right? What does everyone keep saying that they want to come to Disney's downtown Disney? They want Gideon's. Well, Gideon's is Orlando. Like it started in downtown Orlando. The person that owns and operates Gideon's lives in Orlando. He's been very vocal, at least in the beginning, that he doesn't want to leave Orlando and he wants it to stay there. Well, Portos is very like tied to Southern California, and it also has a bigger, if not more excited fan base than Gideon's does. People wait in line at Portos for 2 hours or more just to get their pastries, and it's a Southern California staple for a lot of people. The potato balls. They have the guava, their signature guava like cheese pastries. But I almost feel like we should have saw this coming, Mondo, because not even like a week or two ago, Porto's announced, and I sent you a link to it, and we got it actually by going into the panel. But they announced a brand new churro themed croissant, and it like out of nowhere they're just like, we're gonna have a churro themed croissant, and like I remember Kitra sent it to me and was just like, oh my god, I have to try this, and I was like, oh my god, that looks so good, and I was like, I'll have to make sure I go there when I go to Knott's Berry Farm for Scary Farm, and then a week later we get an announcement that Portos is coming to Disneyland, which is like the home of the churro. So maybe they were kind of hinting at it by telling us that churro croissant. And then when we were there at the live action panel, they actually told us all of us were getting Portos. So when we left, we got like a box of three different pastries. One of them being the churro croissant. And Mondo, let me tell you, it was incredible. And I could easily see the churro croissant being like the Disneyland staple. Like everyone wants to get a churro croissant when they go to Disneyland.
On the way home or on the way out?
Yeah.
Damn. By the way, have you got an update from your parents or whatever happened out there?
Yeah, so my parents live kind of close to Santa Rosa, and so the earthquake was centered in Santa Rosa, so that's why it felt bigger for them because they were like right there.
But
So
everything's fine. Like it didn't keep like because those aftershocks and whatever the heck.
yeah, they're good, they're good. Yeah,
All right.
it
I just want to make
was
sure. Dude.
smaller than we thought, like 4.4 or something.
Danny, I just want to say, dog. Why would I ever go to La Brea Bakery anymore, fool? I'm just saying. I'm just
I,
is the future of La Brea Bakery not bright right now, dude?
I honestly like La Brea needs to be shivering because uh, even Martini's confectionery, dude, because like
I said the same
that
thing too, Daddy. Marcelese better watch out.
I
Portos is taking over downtown Disney, bro.
I know Portos is like nothing that Disney makes can even come close to what Portos makes. So
Dude, Disney Diva Jam's like one, going for upscale and more cohesive downtown Disney. Two, park guests will want to eat at downtown Disney instead of off property, which is Disney is for sure doing that now, where they're
yeah,
like, you're staying here.
yeah, like right now you can go to Disney Springs and kind of get some local Florida stuff. Like things that are exclusive to local Florida. You got Gideon's, you got Boathouse, other things that like are unique to that area. And then for downtown Disney, you can have Din Tai Fung, which is Southern California as well, and then also across the pond over in China and Taiwan and stuff. And then you have but Din Tai Fung is a huge part. Even though it does exist outside of Southern California, it's a huge part of Southern California. Din Tai Fung is extremely popular, especially in like the LA region and in Orange County too. And then Portos is the same. Like they're extremely popular here and a big part of local culture. And I feel like kind of trying to bring that into downtown Disney and make it kind of like, hey, you come to Disneyland and you get a little bit of like stuff you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah, yeah. I believe Porto's whatever is like $3 will be like $4.50. That is just a Disney tax for sure. Prices will go up, without a doubt. Before we keep going any further, I totally forgot, Danny. Where are you at in your podcast? Give us an update on that.
Oh yeah, we filmed a live reaction immediately after the Parks and Resorts panel. Excuse me. So David Vaughn, my co-host, and I, we did our immediate thoughts and breakdown of everything that happened in that panel. So I talk about it a little bit in my YouTube video, which I'm gonna try to get out tomorrow, the day after, for my part, because I did day one already, but day two. But I saved the meat of my thoughts for the podcast, so that you have to listen to that if you want to hear it. So the podcast is the 5571. You can download it on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, whatever. And my thoughts and David's thoughts on everything that happened there. We go into big detail, and we like really sleuthed it up. We talked to the Imagineers. Um, we had a chance to go into the pavilion on media preview day as well, and talked to the Imagineers then. So we talked to the lead Imagineers that were working on Tiana's Bayou adventure, and got some more stuff there too. So it was all we laid all of our thoughts out on that podcast. So
And that was like right after it all happened. So
yeah.
quick thoughts. Benjamin says, if Disney truly wants people to say or to stay in property, they would invest in one or two fast food restaurants. Not everyone has the money or time for some of these busy restaurants, and that is very true. Din Tai Fung, that is not a quick process.
No.
Portos, if they do mobile ordering, maybe it'll be a quick process, but most likely not. What could come around the corner that would be quick service, something fast? Because something that is true, there needs to be something to come that is quick. Because I honestly, why not just bring McDonald's back? I know it's so freaking corny and probably like the easy answer, but bring McDonald's back. It would break the internet, dude. It'd break the internet. What would you bring, Danny?
Well, they already said that in that new space that you were showing earlier, that kind of looked like mid-century modern Palm Springs kind of vibe, that would bring a lot of new shopping and casual dining. So we know that there's casual dining coming. I'm still one to say that Disney's gonna really carve out a space in downtown Disney somewhere after they tear down ESPN Zone, whatever else, to have some food trucks more permanently rotating and visiting on a regular basis.
That's a good
So that
move. Very good move.
yeah, that's a great way for them to offer some more casual dining locations as well. So there's going to be options, but you know, as much as the casual dining, like this comment here about like the busy restaurants, the thing about that, Benjamin, is that this is the number one thing that people ask for at Disneyland. Like number one thing. Like there's nowhere to eat and sit down, like other than like a few select locations. I mean, in downtown Disney before we had Tortilla Joe's, we had the Jazz Kitchen, we had House of Blues when it was there. Now you got Splitsville, which has okay food, and then you have Naples and Catal, and that's really it for sit down restaurants. And then you go into the hotels. So for them to offer these really big staples, it allows people to just stay on property, not have to go anywhere. Not only that, but when Disneyland hotels hosting conventions, like this is also what they ask for, right? The people that are there, they're not there to go to the theme parks, but they want to go somewhere nice. And if they have to drive, they get irritated. So like this
Mhm.
is what people have been asking for forever. Nice sit
Yeah.
down restaurant in downtown Disney.
And for a while, Disney was just doing pizzas to hotel over there at Disneyland and Paradise Pier. They were delivering pizzas. Hey, I got a comment here that I just want to bring it up because I feel like nobody's talking about it and I dearly miss it. Where is Steakhouse 55? God damn, man. I have no comment. I don't think Disneyland cares. I don't know why. Honestly, Steakhouse is probably my favorite restaurant at Disneyland. So that's where I stand. Oh, Steakhouse 55. Danny, at least bring back the teas, right? If you're not going to open Steakhouse, at least do the teas.
Yeah,
I,
the teas
I,
were the high teas were like they were a huge draw for a lot of people. They booked up immediately. They definitely got to bring back. I mean, with Steakhouse 70 Disney World, they got to bring back Steakhouse 55. It's just got to happen.
yeah. Yep. We're getting some live updates from people tagging me on the Instagram. What the heck is happening out there, Danny? I got to show you this, dude. This is crazy. Hold on, let me refresh my screen. Uh, I didn't even know Oogie Boogie Bash was happening today. I didn't know it was Tuesday. I thought it was just Thursdays. But check this out, Danny. Look at this. Look at this. Here we go. I just posted this on my Instagram. Thank you for all the people that always tag me on the Instagram. Look at this, Danny. Let's hit that up one more time. Big happy hoppas. What? Okay, I want to segue that view. Oh, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, Daddy. Look at this. Look at it. Oh my Lanta, bro. Look at this, Daddy. I just posted this on Instagram as well. This is the monorail situation, dog. Check this out. Check this out. That's the monorail. Whoa! What? Daddy, why didn't we hear anything about new Magic Keys coming for sale? Are we ever going to get Magic Keys? I know that's been a hot topic because a lot of people were expecting something. The coast to coast Magic Key, the one that has no reservation. You know, all this hoopla. What are your final thoughts, Danny? Not even a hint, a mention, not even a breath about Magic Keys. D23. What are your thoughts on all that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. With Magic Keys, it's like I just don't think that Disneyland. I honestly don't see them doing sales for a while. I think they're good with the amount that they have, and they're gonna just see who keeps renewing. And like I told you, I still think that we're in we're their testers right now. They tested the first round. Now they're doing a test for the second round. When they finally come up with something that they like, they'll probably open it up a little bit more. That's what I'm guessing. So,
Dude, yeah, like I'm all here for first time buyers, first time Magic Key holders, all that. I want that for people, but uh, Disneyland, it's getting it very impacted with crowds. It's just yesterday, Danny, at like 11:30, Haunted Mansion Holiday was like 90 minutes. And I just want to say this before we go any deeper into all these D23 announcements. The one thing that Disneyland needs more than anything is Disneyland Forward and expansion. Disneyland as a theme park, California Adventure as a second theme park, they're already fire. They're already well supplanted as some of the greatest theme parks in history. We need expansion, dude. Simple as that. It's we don't need more Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway, this King Thanos ride. We need expansion. Expand Batu, keep expanding the Disneyland Forward, like, and we didn't even get a hint of that, Daddy. Even what do they call it? Their blue sky process? Where the hell's the blue sky for the Disneyland Forward?
we have Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I think we got to transition now, Mondo, to Toontown because we got some cheese made over there.
Uh, Before we go, because it's just on the timeline here, Danny, you could talk about this because I have no experience with it. Run Disney real quick. I know you were super excited about this one.
Yeah, this came out of nowhere. I literally thought that they would never do it again, and I was so excited about this announcement. I ran one of the last races in 2017. That's when they ended. I ran the Star Wars half marathon. Did my best ever time at that race. It was so much fun, and I'm excited that it's gonna come back here, because like, I mean, I'm sorry, the races like at Florida, they're cool, but it's like really boring because like Florida's flat and it's like, there's a lot around Disney World. You're just running around like swampland. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, it's fun to do a run Disney race. You start running through the parks, but at least here you're going through like city streets, and it's a little more exciting. There's like random people that aren't even part of like Disney at all. They're just out watching people running. It's like a regular city race, like in a marathon, like the LA Marathon or something. So it's really fun. I highly, highly recommend it. Comes back in 2024. You best believe I'm going to be doing whatever it is. I think I might do two races if they do a half marathon again. I'll probably do the 5K and the half, but there's no way I can do all 3 days. It's like so much running.
Run
So
Disney's a 3-day thing?
yeah, they do a 5K on the first day, a 10K on the second day, and then the half marathon usually on a Sunday. It's like Friday, Saturday.
Damn, they go hard, dude. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
And if you do all three races, you get the challenge medal. So you can walk away with 4 medals, but you spend a lot of money to do all those races if you want to do all three of them.
Like, give me an example. Like, what are we looking at money wise?
Like I spent over 200, almost $300 to register for the half marathon.
Oh, so we're
So
talking 1,000 then. Easy.
yeah, you're getting up there if you're doing the challenge. But you have to run all that. Like you have to run the 5K on Friday, then go to bed, run the 10K, and then run a half marathon. Like, I mean, the 5K, that's fine. That's like a warm up, right? You do that, and then you run the half marathon on Sunday. That's okay. But like, and then there's people at Disney World that run the Dopey Challenge. That's 4 days. That's a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, and then the next day do a full marathon.
Dad, is there any way you could pull that one out, Dad?
Literally, I don't even want to attempt a full marathon. Like, I
And then at the end, gee, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'd say a lot of Peter and Ketra sent us. Hey, thank you. Adventures. I wish I could have them on the channel. That'd be cool. Hey, thank you. Anybody that's coming for Ordinary Adventures, welcome. We welcome you. Thank you. All right, Danny, this is the main event right here, dog. Toontown. Toontown. Toon freaking town, baby. I couldn't have been more excited, Danny. This was great news. The only thing I will say, I'm very sad that not one t-shirt sold this freaking logo right here. Not one.
oh, I know. It's so huge missed opportunity. They had an entire merch section in Mickey's of Glendale dedicated to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And Disneyland is getting its own version of the attraction poster that looks completely different than Disney World's. And it actually matches the vibe and feel of our attraction posters. Because as you know, our attraction posters are iconic and they go underneath the train tracks as you walk into Disneyland, and this has to fit the vibe to kind of match all the other ones that are there already. So they really did a great job with this. I mean, it's an incredible attraction poster, and I would love to have had a shirt, a print, or anything like this. They sold nothing. They sold El Capitan themed stuff, and it was like neon teal, and I was like, "What the heck is this stuff? I don't want any of this."
I'm gonna throw it out there. El Capitan was garbage, dude. The EC theming, the
Yeah.
EC theming is just bad. And anything that they put out there at Mickey's of Glendale D23 Expo was garbage.
Yeah,
Please do this right here. Do this.
yeah, yes. If they had this on a Spirit jersey,
I would have bought it. I would have bought me and my girlfriend one. Done.
like the El Capitan stuff, they put like EC, like you were saying. It didn't make any sense. No one would know what it is. You'd have to explain it to everyone. It was like the weirdest
It's
thing.
like, Danny, this is El Capitan. Well, what's El Capitan? El Capitan's in Toontown. What do you mean? El Capitoon's the entrance theater to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Really? That's what EC is?
But I was excited to see this poster because I was like, oh my god, we're getting the unveiling of the, because they usually make it a pretty big deal whenever they have a new ride, and they give it an attraction poster for under the train tracks. So this was a pretty big reveal at D23.
Danny, before I keep going, I just want to say thank you to Timothy AF. Thanks for the advice and helping me charge my phone at D23, Daddy. Literally lifesaver. Also fired up. So Timothy, phone almost died out there.
No, it did die. He was with his sister, and his phone died, and he came up to me, and I had my battery, so I like let it on his phone long enough so they could get it up and call his sister and find her.
Damn, Timothy, where you gotta come prepared, brother. You know you're going to D23. But thank you, Timothy AF. We love you, man. All right, Danny, let's go to this concept art we've never seen before. This
Yeah.
is the queue. The first thing I thought of, Disney's ready for people to wait in long ass lines, and they're making the queues fun. Which, hey, I love that. There's none of this at Rise of the Resistance. This is great theming, dude. If this is what the queue looks like, this ride's gonna be incredible.
Oh yeah, incredible. They spent a lot of time talking about the queue. They said our version of the attraction was going to be very different queue wise, and there were some surprises in the ride they didn't want to tell us about just yet that were different. But basically, the whole queue is celebrating Mickey Mouse through the years, like every era, starting with Steamboat Willie, going to Fantasia, as you can see there, Mondo's favorite sorcerer Mickey. They even had a whole section dedicated to like Mickey Mouse Club. Then there's another section where they had Mickey's desk from Mickey's Christmas Carol. Like that's going to be a huge thing for a lot of people right there. So there it is right there. They have Mickey Mouse Club on that one, and then on the back side there is Mickey's desk when he's working for Scrooge McDuck.
Right here on the
and
top left.
yeah, that's his desk. That's his desk from Mickey's Christmas Carol. You see the snow in the window there, and
Ah, I
yeah.
see it. I see it. This is gonna be cool, dude. I don't mind getting something cool when you're waiting in line because Mickey and Minnie's. I'm gonna say it right here. I said it before. This will have the longest wait for like the next year. Whenever this opens, this will take over as the ride that everybody rope drops. Everybody with the family and kids, everyone's going to Toontown and doing Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. We could already just predict, just for this will have lightning lane. This will probably have boarding groups. You know what I mean? So be prepared. That's for sure how it's all going to go down. By the way, I just want to say one more time, thank you everybody that's come from Ordinary Adventures. I appreciate Ordinary Adventures. I just want to hit that purge horn for Peter and Ketra. Fired up, Peter and Ketra. All right, Danny. This is. I feel like you got an experience that not a lot of people got, Danny. You got to speak to the people who imagineered this. Can you give us a little bit of insight of the conversations that you had, and tell us what we're looking at?
Yeah, so we had a chance to really sit and talk with the Imagineers that were working on Toontown. And there's a lot of hurdles that they had to get through to build Toontown and change it really the way they wanted to. Obviously, one of the biggest things is the entire lighting package inside Toontown is not made for a land that's going to stay open at night. But now this land will be open at night. So one of the biggest things is how do they light up Toontown in a way that's safe and looks great for guests at nighttime visiting the land. They haven't had to worry about lighting up the roller coaster or this Mickey's house, this Goofy's house, you know, the backyard, whatever. So that was like a big thing that they wanted to kind of get right. So he said that that was doing it. But part of that conversation, Mondo, I got confirmation from the Imagineers that were there that Mickey's Toontown would close during the fireworks, but it would be much different than it does in past years. It would close from the fireworks right before the fireworks were going to happen with enough time to get everyone out. And it would be kind of like the castle area in Fantasyland when they do that. So it would remain closed during the fireworks. They'd have to clear out the fallout and everything else that happens inside Toontown and make sure the buildings are safe. And then they would reopen Mickey's Toontown and it would close with Disneyland for the remainder of the night. So
Hmm.
that's basically two main things. We got confirmation that large fireworks shows can still stay, right? Because we were wondering how are you going to have this marquee land, marquee attraction in a land that has to close with fireworks, and in the past didn't reopen, right? So now they're planning to reopen it at the end of the night, and it will stay open for the remainder of the night. And it may be a reason why the line for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is so big. Like maybe they can still house the people inside while the fireworks are going off, um, or maybe they have to clear out the attraction. We don't know just yet. We have to see kind of the layout of everything. But it was cool to get that confirmation that Toontown will close for fireworks and then would reopen. So that's something that never happened before. But what
And
we're looking at,
And I was gonna say, Danny, you talked about that a lot on previous speculation. Where like, what is the situation with Toontown and fireworks? Because that's a big deal. This like marquee land opening, marquee rides, interactivity, nighttime festivities. Is it just down for the rest of the day? But I'm glad you got that
yeah,
answer.
yeah, that was a big question of mine because I was kind of worried, like, Disneyland Forever, Believe in Holiday Magic, all these fireworks shows that we get, Mickey's Mixed Magic. Um, I was worried that like we wouldn't see fireworks shows like this ever again because, I just couldn't see how they would close Toontown, and then keep it closed, and have the land open with a large fireworks show. So we were just thinking like we go more towards maybe like castle level fireworks, a lot more lasers, lighting, projections, maybe some drones potentially, instead of doing a traditional fireworks show. And so when I talked to the Imagineer and found out that they were going to close the land, and then reopen it later on, it gave me hope that we're going to still have big fireworks shows. Because I felt like, how can you have like a Disneyland and not have a big fireworks show? You know what I mean? It's like the whole, like it's like it's their intro to every movie, right? That you watch
Yeah.
a Disney movie, you got the castle with fireworks going off above it. Like you got to have fireworks.
Yep, yep. I just want to say one more time, thank you, all the Ordinary Adventure people that have come over here. You guys are amazing. Big thank you to Peter and Ketra. Ordinary Adventures! 5 fires for Peter and Ketra from Ordinary Adventures.
I was
Um,
watching, I was watching their live right before I jumped on here, so I hope,
yeah,
I hope.
we normally don't go live on Tuesday, but it's just D23 horror night, all this crazy stuff happening. It's just the way the cookie crumbled this week. So once again, thank you everybody that's just joined today. I appreciate it. Is not a normal day we go live. Big thank you to Danny making the time to do this live. All right, Danny, give us more details because you got the inside word on. I didn't get any of this conversation, and you did. So I'm all ears right here, dude.
Yeah, this is a new area of Goofy's house, right? Goofy already had his backyard in the old house that we had going on, but this is a totally redo of it. This is actually Max's treehouse. So this is his son's treehouse clubhouse, and there's some hidden things that reference Max. You can see right there on the clothesline in the background. There's a power line costume. There's a bunch of different things. The biggest thing about Goofy's house, though, is the entire thing in the backyard and on the inside is going to be interactive. And when I asked the Imagineers, Mondo and I have talked so many times about when we heard about Magic Bands coming, we're like, okay, Toontown's going to just be covered in Magic Band interactivity. So I asked the Imagineer, I said, is there Magic Band interactivity
One's being sold for
on in for Mickey's Toontown and for in this all these spaces that are interactive? And they said, when we were developing Toontown and coming up with these ideas, they said Disney hadn't announced yet that or come up with the idea that Magic Bands were coming to Disneyland. He said, so our original concepts did not include it. He said, but once they did announce it, we did incorporate that into Toontown. So there will be a lot of touch points and way to interact with Toontown using your Magic Band Plus. But a lot of the things don't require Magic Band Plus. So if you don't have one and you're not going to buy one, there's still going to be ways to interact. But I think the overall theme they really wanted us to take away from Mickey's Toontown was that the land in and of itself was being built from the ground up as far as interactivity for kids of any accessibility, right? Kids in wheelchairs, um, and then also kids that maybe are on the spectrum. And this was really important to them specifically for Goofy's house, because they wanted things to be okay for kids with sensory issues and kids that have different needs with autism and things like that. So right off the bat, it's meant for kids like that, and they're building it that way from the get go. So I think a lot of parents that have kids that are autistic or that are on the spectrum, they'll appreciate that, and they really wanted that message to get out there. And then specifically the park that you were showing in the video that you had thrown, the park is actually was built also from the ground up, according to Imagineers, to be a place for kids who are on the spectrum and get overstimulated to escape and go destimulate.
Mm.
So it's specifically designed for that in mind, and also for parents and kids that just want to like wind down and don't want to do it. They want building more green spaces inside the parks, and this was like their first tests on it. So I did ask the Imagineers if there was any magic or interactivity, magic moments, the tree maybe coming to life in some sort of like a way, because it kind of we kind of thought that at first, when we
Well,
first
why
saw it.
wouldn't it, Danny? Magic Band Plus
Yeah,
is the future. Touch
but
points, interactivity. Toontown is all about touch and having fun playing. The whole silliness factor. It makes sense.
they mentioned that this tree is just going to be a green space. There's no magic moments, interactivity. There'll be like places for kids to climb and kind of relax, but it's not in any way going to be like magical or come to life in any way. It's just a green space.
Hmm. I'm excited. Toontown looks great. This is for sure built for kids and kids to unwind. And it's cool that this will be something you do from open to close, essentially. Fireworks will close, but it'll reopen. It will reopen. We got a super chat from Bisbee Dave, just saying hi. Hope to see you all in the park someday. 5 fires. 5 fires, Bisbee Dave. Thank you for the kindness and super chat. Thank you for supporting the fire, my friend. Also, too, we got Ronnie with the super chat. I do not see a comment, Ronnie, but thank you for the fire, my brother. Appreciate the kindness, Ronnie. Let me see. I'm just going through. Ronnie again with the super chat. Ronnie, I do not see a comment. Post a comment. We'll definitely read it out there. But big thank you, Ronnie. And then big thank you one more time, Bisbee Dave. When I look at this, Danny, is this what you expected from the renovation, the reimagining of Toontown? It almost like it's changing, but not really changing. You know what I mean? I feel
Mhm.
like Toontown, like the heart of Toontown, will still be there, but we're getting like something cooler, and it's for the
Yeah,
kids. The kids, like
the,
that was the focus. The kids.
yeah. I mean, we're getting, I think, something that's like way better than what it was before. Like Goofy's house was nothing, right? We had a bounce house where kids got injured, and then immediately Disney shut it down, right? And then it just sat empty. And now it's going to have all this interactive elements on the inside. I guess the storyline behind it is that it's like Goofy's candy factory, and like you're helping him build candy and make candy throughout the different, so it's going through all the different stages of it, and the kids are just gonna have a fun time in here. Donald's boat, there was really nothing there other than just kind of like making sounds go off and going upstairs or downstairs. Now it's going to be a fully interactive water play area. The story is that Donald crashed his boat into Goofy's pond outside of his house, and then his boat just stayed there, and so that's kind of the storyline behind Goofy's boat. And then I sent you a photo, or Donald's boat, sorry. And I sent you a photo, Mondo. I don't know if you can pull that up.
Yeah, I'll put it up. Let me see. Real quick, we got Ronnie. Thank you, Ronnie, one more time, man. How does Magic Band Plus work? Can you can you give us a little description, Daddy? I'll bring up the text right now.
Magic Band Plus is just like a way for you to interact with things within the park electronically, and also a way for hotel guests to charge back to their room, a way for regular guests or hotel guests to use their park admission, whether that's an annual pass of some kind, or a ticket to get into the park, to scan in and not have to bring up an app or anything like that. And it's also a way for you to redeem your lightning lanes without having to bring out anything. So really, it's a way for you to have something on your wrist that you can just tap, and you don't have to pull an app out. You don't have to do anything. You can just move around and do what you need to do. So I don't know that they're going to give the charging ability to guests without a hotel room right now. It's kind of just limited to that. But it is, at least for us, it's very convenient because right now, if, like Mondo's pointed out multiple times, when you're going to a sit-down restaurant, there's no way for you to get your discount unless you literally go with the cashier to their register or let them take your phone away from you, which is a liability for Disney. So they don't want to do that. So having a Magic Band will allow Magic Key Holder to get their discount really easily too, without having to bust out. And then some places like Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta, there's no self service there, depending no matter what carrier you have.
Yeah.
So, and the cast members that work at that register, they know that like you can't get your phone, so they tell you go step outside and load your pass and then come back in. Like that's a huge inconvenience. But if you just had a Magic Band, you could just tap and get your discount, and it'd be super easy. So
Dude, amazing explanation, dude. Elias with the super chat. Send a shout out to my daughter, Jayla. Fired up, Jayla. Thank you for watching Speculation Sunday. She's watching you from her room. Hey, I got to hit that purge hard for Kayla. Jayla, thank you for the kindness and shout out to Jayla. Jayla, 5 fires. Hope you have an awesome Tuesday night. But thank you, Elias. Danny, what are we looking at right here? Gadget
well,
coaster? What is gadget coaster?
I think zoom in a little bit more, you can actually see. So people are wondering what's going to happen to Gadget's Go Coaster. Well, we have it here. Obviously the model that they showed us at the D23 Expo, it cut off before the roller coaster, but keen eyes did see this sign. They had the sign there, and it's now called Chip and Dale's Gadget Coaster rather than Gadget's Go Coaster. So it no longer ties in to the Rescue Rangers and Gadget. Maybe there's still reference for somewhere in the attraction, but it now is going to be the home of Chippendale, and maybe it's going to be integrated somehow with their treehouse, because the treehouse that we know and remember from Toontown, it's gone. We've seen construction photos already of it being torn out. So the Chippendale treehouse was another location that people were injured in, because it was like a bounce house kind of thing. So that was shut down, and it sat empty for years. So now Chippendale have moved over to the roller coaster, and this is now their space in Mickey's Toontown. We don't know what it's going to look like. All we saw was this sign. So there's still a lot we don't know. We know they're making changes to this in some way. I'm sure the roller coaster will remain the same, but it might have some magical extras to it, right? Especially the queue, being as how it's no longer Gadget's coaster anymore. It's Chippendale's. And we also know there's huge changes coming to Mickey's house and Minnie's house. They've mentioned that as well when you were talking to the Imagineers, but they didn't say what. So I feel like we're gonna get some big updates for those. As on the interior, there's so much opportunity for changes there. And seeing what they did inside Goofy's, I can only imagine what they're gonna do in Mickey and Minnie's house. So
Yeah. And uh, Simon White with the super chat. He says, heard they're building a stroller park next to TT. I don't know what that means. Do you know what TT is?
is TT just Toontown?
Oh, okay. I was like, what's TT? I was trying to think of something inside Toontown. Yeah, they better be ready for that stroller or something, dude, because the amount of everybody's coming to Toontown. The whole family's. Yeah, they probably should build a stroller park for strollers.
Yeah.
That's
People
a good
calling
point, honestly.
we got some people calling out to check your Venmo super chats.
Yeah, my Alyssa. Oh, my Lanta. Sorry. Hold on. It's because I put my phone on do not disturb, so sometimes that's why I don't get the notification. We got my Alyssa with the super chat on the Venmo at the Calibre. Thank you, my Alyssa. And by the way, it was fun hanging out with you at the entrance of D23. I'm so happy they brought Duffy merch to D23. You think they'll bring them back to the US parks if their show is successful on Disney Plus? Also, Danny, do you have the Lena Bell pin they gave you from the panel? Because I want it. Glad they're getting some attention at the expo. Did, did you get that pin?
I did get the Lena Bell pin, but it already has someone else that wants it.
This Duffy and Lena Bell, is this something that happened prior to D23? Because it took us by storm. I was like, where's all this coming from? What?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Duffy started at Tokyo Disney, right? And they tried to bring it to California Adventure a while ago, and they actually the knickknack shop over in Pixar Pier, right across from Lamplight Lounge, was the home of Duffy. And they had a Duffy meet and greet literally right there where they where they paint your face. And so it didn't do well. Like the Duffy stuff didn't sell well, but over the years, Duffy's gained more popularity, especially here in the United States. It's wildly popular in Hawaii as well. They created their own friend for Duffy. They had Olu the turtle, and it used to be exclusive to Hawaii, but now they've got that in all the other parks that have Duffy and friends as well. But once I think where it really took off is when Shanghai opened and they brought Duffy to Shanghai. It was a gamble for them, but it paid off extremely well. Duffy does better there almost than it does in Tokyo. I think where people get a little bit more obsessive in Tokyo is that they bring their Duffies with them like every time they come to the park and like take pictures and like it's like a huge deal. But I think just Duffy is very popular in all those parks. And so, they always have new friends. They got like Gelatoni, they have Shelly May, but like Lena Bell was the newest friend and she's extremely popular. And they brought her out on stage during the parks panel and she had a little magnifying glass.
I
And
saw that.
yeah, everyone thought it was like the cutest thing ever. And then they gave us the pin, but no word about like it coming to the U.S. parks. They did say that Duffy was going to have its own show on Disney Plus. So maybe if you guys watch the show and the show does good, maybe they'll consider bringing it to the U.S. parks. So,
I don't know. I don't know where they would fit Duffy in, but hey, bring it all over. I know the popularity is insane for Duffy, big time, big time. All right, Danny, let's keep this going because I feel like these are the heavy hitters, bro. These are the heavy hitters, my friend. Um, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We got a lot to. There's so much to talk about. It's endless. But did you have a chance to speak to the Imagineers about Bayou, Tiana's Bayou Adventure?
I did. Yes.
So this is very different from the concept art we saw previously. So Florida's getting Mama Odie's, right? Or that's still just kind of blue sky imagining too.
That's where it's really unknown right now. Is we don't know like this model specifically was modeled for Disneyland's Splash Mountain overlay. So this is the Tiana's Bayou Adventure that we're getting at Disneyland. This was not necessarily this seems more Disney World here because this is the layout of their attraction. Um, if they got the tree, that'd be a lot more iconic and different looking than what we have. But it would fit the area well, whereas this fits what they're trying to do here in Disneyland Resort. So it's like it's not supposed to be New Orleans because it's off away from it's like in the bayou, right? It's in the bayou section of New Orleans. So this is like Tiana's, her restaurant, Tiana's Palace or Place, whatever it's called. The storyline is like her restaurant grew in success, and she started an empire of Tiana's Foods, where she sold not only like ingredients and cookware and stuff like that. And so Tiana's Foods is like her new business, and like this is kind of like off away from the city where like she kind of has her factories and stuff. And so she wants to throw a party for all of her friends in New Orleans. And so you're helping her gather those ingredients for the party. So if you go back to the photo from the Disney World version that, you know, potentially is the Disney World version, you can see she's standing there with like fireworks and stuff, right?
Mm.
You're trying to help her gather like stuff to help throw a big party. So you're like, maybe she's like, okay, we got to find people that play music and like how do we throw a big bash? Like, so that's the premise of the ride is like you're trying to help her like throw a big party and put together, and it's probably gonna all come together at the end with like a really big party. So the whole place has changed. They've added a bunch of trees around where like the briar patch portion of the Splash Mountain ride is. So there's a bunch of like bayou swamp like trees, and they're gonna come alive at night. So like the attraction's really gonna be different at nighttime. And they didn't mention anything about animatronics. The only thing they showed us during the park presentation was they were going to do some sort of new mist magical effect that they would use either like around the drop or after the drop or before the drop, and they gave us like a little preview of kind of what that looked like. And they said there's going to be a lot of really cool new like magical features in this. And in the model, you could see like some kind of projections going on at the very top of the drop. It did seem very like Mama Odie esque up there. Um, but there was a lot of things like there was still the gift shop that's attached to Splash Mountain that's called the Briar Patch, but it did have a name. And I asked the Imagineers, and they did say that the gift shop was going to stay there, but they didn't have a name to share with us yet. And then he also told us that there would be a restaurant coming, but we don't know where. So we don't know if that's going to be where Hungry Bear is or if it's going to be somewhere in New Orleans Square. But the lead Imagineer, Sharita, she did mention that they would like they're planning on bringing a lot more of Tiana into New Orleans Square. So whether that means like restaurants or whatnot, but basically more of her would be there. And we know that the new shop is opening in what, 7 days? So there's that new shop in New Orleans Square called Eudora's Chic Boutique, which is her mom. So Eudora's Tiana's mom, and she's gonna have her own shop, and it's gonna basically have like accessories and dresses and stuff, kind of like the way it did before. But it's also gonna have stuff from Tiana's Foods, so like ingredients to make like a really good gumbo at home, or to make your own beignets, or like cookware from Tiana's Foods. So it'll be like stuff coming to life from the attraction. And this is in New Orleans, so it's like in the city away from where the ride is.
Kind of crazy, Danny. September 20th, 1 week away. This will
Yeah.
open. To me, when I think of this Adora's Chick Boutique, uh, I think this is just a sign more than anything that like the New Orleans Square we know today could be very different 5 years from now. Um,
Yeah.
if Tiana does get her restaurant, what's more likely to go, Danny? Hungry Bear, Cafe Orleans, French Market, or somehow I don't know how it would happen. River Belle Terrace. Where do you think Tiana's would go?
Well, like it's kind of like I'm kind of torn a little bit, right? Because thematic wise, like for being on the water, um, Hungry Bear would make the most sense because they could make that really grandiose, like steamship entrance that the restaurant has, and it would have the space for them to do it. But thematically, it doesn't make sense if it's supposed to be in New Orleans and the ride itself is away from the city. So like it wouldn't make sense that way. So, um, but like the French Market would be a great location for it. and have space for it. But so would Cafe Orleans too, or maybe we see like both of them combined to be Tiana's Place. Um, I don't know. Like it's a little tricky because like you have the whole upstairs of New Orleans Square, and the upstairs is Club 33. So you can't like change too much of the way that that looks because that's that's Club
Yeah,
33.
Club 33 ain't going nowhere. Yeah, that's true. If I had to take a wild guess, I'm gonna say Cafe Orleans is gone. It's connected to French Market, so more expansion for the restaurant, and most importantly, the beignets with mint julep right next door.
When you
Uh,
said that, when you said that, I was like, the beignets being attached is probably the hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, I don't even have to guess. I know. I would find it hard to believe Hungry Bear. Hungry Bear, like Danny said, would make the most sense. It's right in front of the ride. It connects. Just the theming would be gorgeous. Um, I have to say it's probably Cafe Orleans, especially with Edora's Chick Boutique being right here. They're getting closer and closer, and I know for a fact Blue Bayou ain't gonna leave. Blue Bayou ain't gonna change. So I would have to say Cafe Orleans. We got Rudio. What's up, Rudio? D23. When can we do it again?
I I was with Rudio a lot during D23. We had a great time. I can't believe Rudio kept every wristband he got and all the panels, and he went to every Hall D23 panel, so he had like all the major wristbands.
And he's out here flexing.
I know. He said he has the Hall D23 drip on his wrist.
Danny, let's go into some serious talk right here, dog. The Tarzan's Treehouse not announced at D23. My boy, Diamond Boy Disney. They did show a preview of some animatronics for the ride. Just asking, do you think, what if Mama Odie's is the new treehouse since it won't be up on the mountain now? Damn. Tarzan's Treehouse, Mama Odie's. Can the extension and the reach of the Princess and the Frog, can it reach out that far? Would it somehow make sense? It's kind of crazy because there is no Mama Odie's. There's no Mama Odie's right here.
Yeah, there's no tree for Mama Odie's right there, so that's true.
And we have talked about it before that we actually mentioned it could be Mama Odie's a long time ago.
It seems so weird that we heard nothing about the treehouse because it seems to me like the one that's going to open first. But maybe we don't know. Maybe it's not going to open for a really long time.
Yeah, that's one thing I was thinking, Danny. I was like, maybe that treehouse is a next year thing.
Maybe it's not even a next year thing. Maybe it's a year after that.
Wow. That'd be crazy. Do you think they really wait that long though? Is that treehouse like the reimagining is that much?
I mean, it depends on like if they're trying to bring more technology up there, some Magic Band interactivity, like we mentioned, like that didn't exist in the tree. So they gotta. That's a lot of bringing technology up there, bringing cabling and all kinds, like making the pathways a little wider up in the tree, like making sure the structure of the trees can hold all that extra stuff.
I still go with Danny's idea. He said it a long time ago. Jungle Cruise, the one from The Rock. That treehouse would make the most sense, honestly. I know like Encanto is definitely like the front runner to take over Tarzan's treehouse. But I feel like the Jungle Cruise idea would be the best. All right, let's finish this off. 100 celebration talk, Danny. We're getting a new World of Color show come late January at Disney California Adventure. World of Color 1. Probably the worst name we've heard in a while, but hey, I am excited. I'll let you. What are your thoughts? I'll go second on this one.
Dang, this came out of left field for me. I did not see this coming at all. Uh, Color one, I guess maybe one for like 100, or one because like all as one. I know it's celebrating like this show and the fireworks show are going to be celebrating like all 61 of the movies, or all 60 of the movies, because as of 2023, next year they'll have 62 movies with Wish, the new movie that's coming out too. So I don't. They're gonna celebrate all of them. So maybe that's the idea of one, is like they're all one company kind of thing. So um, I'm bummed that the new version of World of Color isn't gonna be including any Marvel stuff or Star Wars stuff, because I was
Shocking! It is literally shocking, Danny, that
yeah.
somehow Marvel is not in this. It's so shocking. Danny froze. Are you there, Danny?
I'm here.
Okay. No, it's just the screen froze. I'm
Uh,
I'm absolutely mind blown that this doesn't have Marvel, dude. Because Marvel's the most important thing for Disney right now, and Star Wars. But they will not be in this show.
I was gonna say, Mondo, we can see a key thing in this concept though, um, that doesn't exist in World of Color right now,
What
and
is it?
you're looking right at it,
It's the circle.
right?
So, okay, Danny, you're the perfect guy I could talk to about this. I haven't been able to talk about anything about this. This reminds me of the show that was in Epcot.
It does. It
Go
looks like
into detail, Danny. Go into detail here.
I don't know, but this looks different to me. This maybe explains why World of Color got those new projectors and took so long to come back. It's because they were working on something like this. And maybe we see some sort of new element get installed in the middle of the World of Color platform that spins and creates a mist of water that they can project on in a circle. And so that's how they create this like globe in the middle, because they didn't put that there for no reason. You
Yeah.
know this.
Yeah. Like
There,
that. There's something to that circle in the middle.
yeah, there is. And it wouldn't be the first time they had something centric like in the middle of the World of Color platform. They did Luminaria like a really long time ago for Christmas time. And they've had other shows like, Season of Light that have different variations to it. So I don't think that the fountains can make this circle right now, but they could definitely put something that could. So
What
we'll
What
have
was the name of the show in Epcot that had the circle?
um, Harmonious, the one that's there right now.
No. The one previous, Danny, that had the little
Oh,
earth, the one that with the earth in the middle.
yeah, Illumination is my favorite show ever.
Illuminations, dude. That's what I get the vibe of Illuminations more than anything right here.
Yeah, I got those vibes too.
Okay, so what we see depicted here, we got Lion King, Encanto, Coco, Moana, Soul, Mulan. Like, I just want to throw this out there. I don't know anything about this show. I feel like this is gonna make people cry every time, dude. Like when I see these pictures and these images, I just feel like emotions. You know what I mean? From sadness to joy to everything in between. I'm very excited. I feel like this World of Color show is gonna be here for a long time, dude. I don't think this is not gonna be a show that leaves. Mainly because of the relevancy too. It's gonna embody all of the animation, like those 61 that you're saying.
Hmm.
So very excited. To keep it going, Disneyland Wondrous Journeys new fireworks show coming to Disneyland. Are you kidding me? Dude, D23, I'm telling y'all, I loved everything about D23 announcement Park Day. The Disneyland love was unreal, dude. Um, as you mentioned earlier, Toontown will close, so we're still gonna have big grand fireworks shows because we were kind of scared. Disneyland Forever has now disappeared, And Halloween Screams, which is the current fireworks show, compares nothing firework wise to Disneyland Forever. This is exciting, Danny. What are your first thoughts when you found out this announcement right here?
Well, it has some really cool looking projections, that's for sure. And I was trying to look at the castle to see if there was anything that I didn't recognize. I don't know if that star on top of the center part of the castle is always there. I don't remember.
Nah, I
Um,
don't remember that there, dude.
but they did say that that Disneyland would be the focal point of the Disney 100 celebration, and that the park would be dripping in platinum, which was the theme of all the 100 merch, and also the D23 Expo was platinum and like really shiny like silver. So you're seeing the castle here kind of glittery a little bit on the top part. So maybe we see some new decor for the castle. I think people are kind of really playing down the Disney 100 celebration. Mondo and I have been
Oh,
asking.
dude, I want it all, baby. Bring it. Bring that 100 celebration.
Mondo and I have been asking for some sort of celebration that unites the park together with like special food and stuff. And we finally get our answer. We finally get the Disney 100 celebration. They said this is the biggest celebration they've ever done, that the park would be dripping in platinum, and that the characters would have new platinum inspired costumes. So we're going to have, just like the Diamond celebration, we're going to have special costumes for the characters. We're going to have special decor all over the park, and we're going to have special merch, food. It's going to be the celebration we've wanted for so long to come back to Disneyland, and the fireworks show will just cap it off at the end of the night. Plus, you're going to have a new Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which is going to be a little bit different. Like, I mean, Disneyland's going to be popping in 2023 and 4. So,
Yep. You had a chance to see those outfits in person. What'd you think, Danny?
they didn't show us the outfits actually.
Oh
They
no.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't show us the outfits. They just said that they would have new outfits. So we didn't get to see any of them. They walked out on stage in uh, in I think the 50th costumes.
Oh, so
So
those weren't the new. That's what I thought. I thought it was the new outfits.
no, they weren't. They weren't the new ones yet. But we're getting some more stuff. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm excited to have another celebration like that. I'm picturing like we've got those Mickey wraps all over the monorail. I'm predicting like platinum monorails with like Disney 100 all over them, and like just the castle dressed up, platinum decorations all down Main Street, like glittery everything, just like Oh, were those the costumes?
Yeah, they're calling it the Centennial Celebration. As much as
Literally,
it's being called 100th, they're really kind of calling it Centennial. This whole silver or platinum. You know what I mean?
so I didn't even see those costumes. I literally at this point was because I knew they were gonna be handing out Portos and like other gifts, and whenever they hand out stuff, you know how long it takes to get out.
Yeah,
So
it's a
when
S show.
when, when the characters walked on stage, I hightailed it out of there so fast to get out of there quick. So I must have missed the fact that they were in their new costumes already.
Yeah. Danny, I want to play this for everybody. This probably has copyright, but whatever. I just want everybody to experience it, and I want to talk about it. They actually debuted the song, and I want to play it real quick. Let me see.
Continue to build upon Disneyland's state-of-the-art projection effects, turning areas of the park into an artist's canvas that brings characters to life around you as the fireworks dance up in the sky. This show will feature an absolutely incredible new song.
We're going to hear the song. Everybody's like, what are we excited for? We don't know what we're excited for. Play the song.
You want to hear it, right?
Yes, we want to hear it.
All right, you got it. This is the world premiere of It's Wondrous, just for our D23 Expo fans.
Of course, I have issues. Why is it doing that?
Where it starts, how it grows, from just a spark stream of energy. I know it's wondrous. From dream to a wish to one very first try. From jumping to falling to learning to fly. Each stroke of the painter, each motion that meets the eye. It's the magic that we call life. It's the stardust that lights your eyes. It's the flight of the butterflies. Right when you see it, can you believe it? It's wondrous. It's wondrous.
All right, that's it. Danny, give us your thoughts, brother.
It's kind of a nice return to like an emotional song, right?
Yeah,
We,
yeah.
we've been having that like EDM beat of Mickey's Mixed Magic for like the last 20 years. So it's kind of go back to like a more emotional show. You know, we got a taste of it with Disneyland Forever has Lived the Magic, like one of the most emotional songs. So, you know, they're bringing together the magic of all 60 plus animated films that existed in the history of the Walt Disney Company. And this song sparks emotion. Ashley from Mouse Fives was actually saying that it had a very Mumford and Sons feel, and it does.
I
And
know
it's not a bad thing. So
somebody in the chat was saying songwriters reminds them of The Greatest Showman from now on.
yeah, it does a little bit. It definitely has a vibe of that as well.
When I hear the song now that was my second time hearing it. I just feel emotions. I don't know if I feel happy or sad. I don't know where that song's gonna kick in when you watch fireworks.
Yeah,
But I
people
will
cry.
say with Disney songs lately, Danny, like when you hear them for the first time, you almost kind of hate them. You're just like, what? And then by the time you know it, you fall in love. And I'm really enjoying that song a lot more the second time around for me.
And I was just saying, I feel like the show is gonna really kind of portray all the emotional moments. So they're gonna make people probably cry in this fireworks show, and that music will really help kind of portray that mood. I feel.
Yep. All right, keep it going, Danny. The one thing that is confirmed, Magic Happens will be returning early next year. No month or nothing. This has to come in January, right? Fireworks, World of Color 1. You cannot tell me that Magic Happens won't debut in January, dude. Right? Right? They're really going to wait till like March or something? Nah. I find it hard to believe. What are your thoughts, Danny?
I was excited. I was excited to hear that the show was coming back. You and I love this parade. This parade has a lot of memories for you, Mondo, specifically, and more important, like you'll get to see it again with Mystery Bay and everyone. So it's gonna be great, and it's just gonna be awesome that this parade gets to live. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and have its actual run that's longer than 3 weeks.
Yeah. For Magic Happens returning, I'm really excited. There was a lot of rumor that it could have gone to Florida. I would have been heartbroken. It would have been devastating. We haven't had a new parade at Disneyland in a very long time. So the fact that this came or not is coming back, I think it's wonderful. This parade, I hope that whatever ideas or imagination they had for it gets fully flushed out and thought through. Because I remember even when this show debuted or this parade debuted, there was like kind of unfinished products or unfinished processes that they were trying to shoot for. But I love the fact that Magic Happens is coming back to Disneyland Resort. I really hope it's a January thing. It would really make sense. But like Diamond Boy Disney saying right now, they already started auditioning, rehearsals. They're getting it going. They're getting it going. This is very exciting. It really feels like Disney for this 100th, Danny. They're gonna shoot for the stars, dude. I don't want to be mean or disrespectful to what's happening at the 50th in Florida, but I feel like here at Disneyland they're gonna bring it, dog, for this 100th.
I
Are we gonna say, Danny?
No, I'd say I agree.
Yeah, and that's it. That's all. That's all the announcements for Disneyland. um, we will go into some other stuff, but I just want to go into HHN talk because I know a lot of people are in here, and I want to just go quickly. This will be quickly. A HHN live stream will be later down the line, probably tomorrow, more than anything. Aren't you going to HHN soon, Danny?
I'm going this weekend.
Oh damn! Oh damn! Okay, I want to talk Halloween Horror Nights. We're gonna get back into Disneyland, but I just want to go quickly into Halloween Horror Nights. I'm not gonna talk about spoilers or anything like that, or even super detail. But I do want to say this: plan of attack for Halloween Horror Nights. Early entry is probably the most clutch thing you could ever do. Early entry allows you to go in about 5:30, 6 o'clock, whenever they let people in. And you're able to head down to the lower lot to do the Weekend, Legends Collide, and Killer Clowns from Outer Space. If you're able to knock those out really early on your Halloween Horror Night trip, you're gonna have an amazing trip. You just are. From what I've been seeing with wait times, it seems like only Friday, Saturday are really impacted. Thursdays and Sundays seem to be pretty good wait time wise. For me, I enjoyed all the mazes. I didn't have any issues or negativity towards any of them. The one I was really not looking forward to was Blumhouse, the Horrors of Blumhouse, but I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed the Horrors of Blumhouse. There is not a scaremony. That is confirmed for sure. But there is like a moment, I don't even know what to call it other than like an opening ceremony that does happen at the fire towers, and it's at 7:45. I'm not too sure what are the other times it happens after that because I only watched one of them. Somebody told me it was every 90 minutes, but the one I recommend you watch is the 7:45 one if you truly, that's something that's important to you. I thought it was a really cool opening moment, and they did like a little skit, which was awesome. The other thing, for all the people that have considered buying Express, if you're going on a Friday or Saturday, you better buy Express or else you're going to be waiting in 2-3 hour waits, and it's just going to be a long day of waits. That's really what it is. The other thing I wanted to talk about, I haven't had a chance to go to the Weekend Bar, mainly because when I did go up there, you were still waiting like 45 minutes just to get a drink or get a food. Hopefully they get that resolved. Like kind of maybe open up more cashiers or something. I don't know. Make it something needs to be streamlined a lot better for Halloween Horror Nights, the Weekend after hours bar. But everybody has said nothing but good things about pizza fries, the drinks. A lot of people really recommend the Blinding Lights drink. I haven't had it myself. I will be going back many times to Halloween Horror Nights, so that's going to be very exciting. But I do have a RIP tour this week, actually. So I will be filming for that. And I saw some special moment. I don't know what else to call it, but special moments that only the RIP tour gets. And I can't wait to showcase those things because I was really shocked what they did. It's pretty cool. The RIP tour is pretty cool. For all the people considering a RIP tour, I will have a video out on it this week. So if there's still any dates left in October, if you could consider buying it or not, it'll be up to you, obviously. The other thing I do want to say, for all the scare actors and everybody that made Halloween Horror Nights come to life, I want to say a big thank you. Halloween Horror Nights was incredible from the upper lot, lower lot, everything. You guys did a really great job. And I just want to say thank you to all the teams and the people behind the scenes and the people that made all these houses come to life. Thank you. Thank you, Halloween Horror Nights. But I was saying we will be doing a live stream probably tomorrow that'll go deep into everything Halloween Horror Nights. We're not going to do that today because today's all about Disney because everything that happened with D23. And that is true, Diamond Boy Disney. We'll get more into talk about Scary Farm. Honestly, there's not much to say right now with Scary Farm, but we will have a lot to say about it next week. All right, let's rewind it back to Disney. I want to get back to Disney with our final thoughts on everything, Danny. Let's go over the things that didn't get talked about, Danny. And I want to start off with Magic Bands. What? I am shook that D23 came and went and nothing about Magic Bands, Danny. How is this possible?
Yeah.
Did you hear anything on your end about that? Like, what happened?
No. Well, we know that they'll at least have it by when Toontown opens. So right, we know that's coming. But you heard at Destination D23 that it was going to be this year, later this year. So I still think they're going to stay true to that. They didn't say otherwise. So they're going to say later this year. I think Disney's been burned by putting out dates now with the pandemic and not being able to stick to them because of things that are completely out of their control. So I think they're really hesitant to give dates now, and that's been the case. Like we got late 2024 for Tiana. We don't know what that means. Um, we've got early 2023 for Toontown. We don't have a date yet for that, and like we're not that far off from it. So it's like they used to in D23 Expos like give you like a date, be like, oh, it's gonna open like September 24 or like
Yeah,
or whatever.
yup.
They would but like I feel like they don't want to do that because like maybe they say, oh, magic bands will roll out October 31st, but then like what if a bunch of technology stuff just doesn't go right and they can't roll it out then, but they've already said it. So like it's definitely still coming. I mean, even this showcase that you're showing here has the Disneyland Magic Band right in it, right? And we know it's coming to Toontown, so I still think they're going to make this year. I think Peter was saying the same thing as well, and they're going to make this year as well. I just think it's going to be really late in the year, and I think it's going to be really basic on how they offer it. And maybe they launch it with the Bounty Hunter experience. Maybe they don't. So
Yeah, that's another thing I was gonna say, Danny. That bounty hunter experience is already being built. I could imagine it can't be that much construction. They already have everything solved in Florida. They could just translate it over here, as our Batu is very similar to what they got. So, I have a feeling this might not be a this year thing either, Danny. This could probably go to next year, dude. I wouldn't doubt it. They're just like, yeah, it's gonna go to next year. Sorry, guys. I did have a chance to speak to their YouTube channel is called Cool K Adventures. They're from Florida. They're an awesome family, awesome channel. And I asked him, I said, Danny, this is what I asked him. I said, all right, y'all did the whole Magic Band Plus experience, and you guys got to wear it, multiple times. Do you still use your Magic Band Plus? Do you take it to the park? Do you charge it? Do you do any of that? He said no. And I think I kind of want to say, I think that's like probably a common answer that not a lot of people wear these anymore to the parks with the inconvenience of charging it. The battery dies 3 hours later, charging it. When you could just essentially wear a regular Magic Band and just have just as much fun as this thing would bring. Some of the other things he did tell me was the interactivity with the statues, how you're supposed to wave to it. And he said that like one of the funny things is when you walk by all these statues, these gold statues over there in Florida, is you see people trying to interact and they're just kind of waving their arm like, come on. And then he says a person just walks by and it just works out of nowhere. Like they're very inconsistent with the interactivity that they have with Magic Bands. I look at Magic Bands Plus as something cool and I want to try it out. But at the same time, as a local, what do I need a Magic Band Plus for? For what? So I could watch this. This is the other thing I said. I'm going to watch this nighttime spectacular that my Magic Band syncs to it, but I have to essentially put my wrist up in front of this nighttime spectacular to see the lights and vibrations or whatever they do. Like what? I am lost in this Magic Band Plus stuff, Danny. Like the more I think about it, the more it's just like in Walt Disney World it makes sense. Disneyland, I don't get it. Magic Bands make total genius sense over here at Disneyland, but the concept of Magic Band Plus, I don't get it. I don't know. What do you think, Danny?
I'm excited to have it because I like the convenience of it. So I'll probably be using it more as my entrance to the park than anything. I don't know how often I'll be doing the Bounty Hunter game experience in Batu when that does open, and I don't know how often I would be using it for interactivity during a nighttime spectacular. But I feel like with something along the lines of World of Color 1, um, it could look really cool. You know, when you see people at the like concerts, like when I went to a concert, they gave everyone um, magic bands, sort of, that are like these lights and these wristbands, right? And then like everyone's light lit was synced with the concert, and so you would just see all these lights in every single seat of the concert, and it looked so amazing. Like magic bands are useful enough to where a lot of people would wear them. The problem with Glow with the Show before, you had to buy like a specific hat, you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
not everyone wanted to wear that hat. So the problem was, like, you had like three people in the audience wearing a hat, but like with magic bands, a lot more people are probably opt to wear them, and it might look really cool during like World of Color 1, or Wondrous Journeys, if they had like a bunch of people wearing it and they all started like lighting up. So
Yeah. We'll see how it all plays out, but it's really starting to feel like magic bands might just be a next year thing. They just save it. Why not just save it for the 100th? Honestly, it just kind of makes sense. Betty says with the super chat, any news on Marius Nights? I want to go for my birthday. I want to say, Betty, it seems like Marius Nights was kind of a hit, Daddy. People want it. To me, as a local, Marius Nights didn't have the greatest of value, but to out-of-state guests, people that don't come to Disney as often, Marius Nights was a hit. I will find it hard to believe that it doesn't come back, but I haven't heard nothing personally. Have you heard anything, Danny?
I've heard that they're going to have some sort of nighttime after dark event for the holiday season. We just don't know what it's going to be.
So something is coming. It's just nothing's announced, Betty. Nothing is announced. Miguel makes a point. So Splash Mountain will be under construction during the 100th celebration. So will Tarzan. That area is going to look terrible. I just want to say walls and construction are nothing new these days at Disneyland Resort. We've been looking at them everywhere, especially downtown Disney. They're everywhere. Okay, last thing to kind of finish off. I do want to do a Q&A after this. This is the last one, Danny. Where's my Tomorrowland complete renovation update, people mover? Where was it all? I feel like the people that were expecting those updates or announcements or a hint or just anything for Tomorrowland, devastation from D23 because not even one breath was wasted in Tomorrowland, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think we always expect a Tomorrowland announcement, and we always never get it. So, like, it's kind of disappointing. Peter mentioned in their live that maybe the work just begun on it, and they really can't talk about anything yet or show anything of value. We did see Imagineers maybe hint at it earlier, like
In the
last month.
show.
Yeah. So maybe they're still in the really early blue sky phases, and they just don't want to share anything at all yet. I feel like it is coming. I just don't know when. It would have been nice to get like some sort of tease, like anything, like the way they teased the stuff coming to Disney World. I would have loved that for Tomorrowland, so we can like just know that they're thinking about it, rather than at this point just know that it's like a shell of what it used to be, and they don't really care about it.
Yeah. And one thing too, I want to say, Betty, if I hear anything Marius Nights, I promise you, I'll post it probably on Instagram at the Cali Bay.
Armando will post it right away. Everyone's
Yeah, that'll be like breaking news because I know a lot of people. I get asked that a lot. But thank you for the super chat, Betty. Appreciate you supporting the fire. All right, enough of talk about what didn't get talked about because that's all irrelevancy now. Let's do a Q&A, everybody. Post in the comments right now. What do you guys want to talk about? And let's finish off today's live stream with the fire. My Alyssa says, Mondo, can you tell me about this secret menu food items at Lamplight Lounge? It looks so good. So I just want to make this clear because I've been asked a lot. I've been asked a lot. I have a good buddy. His name is the Disney Drinker. and he introduced me to this extreme fire at Lamplight Lounge. This right here is just a normal food item called El Pastor pork chop. Instant 5 fires. I didn't even know this existed on the menu. Did you know there was bows at Lamplight, Danny?
No.
I had no idea. But these bows, I want them again. They were 5 fires. And lastly, I've never had the potatoes with the steak and the bacon. That was something new to me with the sauce. Absolute 5 fires. A lot of people have been asking me, what are these names of this right here? Just show this picture to Lamplight and hopefully they could maybe do it. I don't know. But the Disney drinker, the bartender that we were dealing with that day and like serving, he was just making all these drinks that have no names. These are not on the menu. But shout out to Lugo Spiked. I put them here on the Instagram. These were the most fire drinks I've ever had at Disneyland Resort. But I'll leave it at that. They don't have names. They're just off the menu. Oh, man. All right, let me keep going. Do you think the parks will be packed for the 100th? Oh, 10 out of 10 pack meter. I don't even have to think. Even though it's January, February, March, it's going to be extremely packed. Danny, what was your favorite part of D23?
Best part of D23 I felt like was probably the live action animation panel. Like I had a lot during that panel, just seeing the Little Mermaid, and we got to see the whole part of your world segment, like the entire thing, not just the trailer. So we saw that whole segment, and it was just awesome to see in person. And I was it made me really excited for a lot of those movies. So I like that, and plus just like the idea of being amongst a huge community like that of Disney fans, and just being on the show floor and like you seeing all your friends and hanging out. Like it was just like a lot of fun. And I missed that aspect of D23, and it's gone until we don't even know. Usually at
when does it come back?
Usually at the end of the expo, they announce the next one and the location of where it's going to be. They did that at Star Wars Celebration. They did that at every other expo, and they didn't do that this time. So it makes me wonder. So,
damn, when does it come back? Right? Who knows? We got Zit 5. Were stores open in Hogsmeade all night during HHN or just the butterbeer cart? I didn't see anybody do any shopping. I'm going to have to say just the butterbeer carts and just like the drink carts. I did not see anybody inside like the snack stand, 3 broomsticks or anything. It was just the butterbeer. By the way, if you haven't smashed that like button, please smash that like button, everybody. Let me see. We got Vanessa. She says, hey, Mondo, do you think you could do a video on how to use Genie Plus and Lightning Lane? I'm going next month and might have to utilize these due to the crowds. I made one a long time ago. I don't know if it's like anything has changed, but I'll see what I could do. No promises, but I have been using Lightning Lane a couple more times now that I get a discount. Let me see. I'm just reading. Let's see. Melissa says, Danny, did you get Duffy merch or any merch at D23? I want to see a haul. What'd you get, Danny?
I did. I got a jacket. I got a T-shirt, and I got the Walt's plane exhibit, which was sponsored by Amazon. They had a really cool shop set up, actually. They had a shop that had all the merch. And they didn't have any of the merch at the expo. They just had a QR code. And the QR code would take you to Amazon app, and you bought it, and it would come to your place the next day. And I thought that was the coolest idea because you don't have to carry it around at the expo. But they had a bunch of stuff for Walt Disney's plane because his plane was on exhibit there. And Amazon was in charge of that exhibit. And they when Walt Disney would invite you as a guest on his plane, he would give you like this kind of overnight weekend kind of day bag sort of thing. It's like a brown retro looking bag.
Did you get it?
I got it. Yeah.
Damn, that's fire. That's probably the coolest thing, dude.
It's right here.
Oh, damn, that's nice.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be smaller than that. That's like
And
legit, dude.
you know what I didn't know, Mondo? Look, it's a lounge fly.
What, dude? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't think it was gonna look like that. I thought it was gonna be just like a little, you know what I mean?
It says Walt Disney Productions, and it's got like leather straps, like leather handles, and
That's
then
cool, dude.
the tag says like D23 Expo Disney
That's
Lounge
like
Fly.
legit too cool to wear, dude.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Wow, and it was only $49, and it's a big bag.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Stephanie, did you expect more announcements such as entertainment coming to Disneyland DCA? No, I honestly, after the last D23, I didn't expect nothing. I went in the previous D23 with all sorts of expectation, got a whole lot of nothing. So everything we got, I was just happy. I had no expectation. Let me see. I'm just reading right now. Um, Let me see. Benjamin says, did you get the arts and crafts $400 Mickey? No, I did not. Uh, I I still can't believe there was $400 shirts in general. So crazy.
I
Uh,
don't think I don't think anyone bought them. I didn't. They were the whole shelf was full.
I didn't see not one person wearing the red hair Mickey or whatever shirt. Katie says, when do you think they'll announce dates for the 100th magic fireworks slash magic happens? Gotta book flights and hotels before they become expensive. That is true, right, Danny? I wouldn't doubt they announce these dates or kind of like late January or whatever the case might be. They already announced, I guess you could say late January for the spectaculars, but uh, I would say soon. I would say soon because that is true. People want to travel to that. Um,
I Yeah, I would say late January, maybe like mid or maybe even mid January because they said that was when the celebration was going to kick off. So
yeah, that's true. I would say soon, Katie. Jasmine Z says, have you seen the Lightning Lane being used more now than the discount that's available for key holders? Hell yes, it's being used a lot more. um, it's being used a lot more. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I've actually used it 2 times in like the last two, or since it's become available. That was more than I really used it ever. Hula Mama, did you get the D23 survey? Survey was all about experiences from panels, edit times, vendors, etc. Did you get that survey, Danny?
I did. I got it and I took it. It was the longest survey I've ever done in my life, but I specifically wanted to get to the end where they talked about the RSP selection and also my thoughts. And I wanted to give them two pieces of feedback because I did not. They needed to be a little bit more transparent on RSPs on how you were supposed to do it. People were selecting everything they could possibly select, but in actuality, they only wanted you to select the things you wanted to do. And
I
if
didn't
you
know that.
and if you selected the things that you wanted to do, there was a higher chance you could get it. In your case, you picked everything.
I
So
picked everything.
you picked the talent signings, you picked the giveaways, and so what did you get? You got all giveaways
I
and
got all giveaways for my 3-day ticket to D23.
yeah, just a little bit more clear on what you needed to do. I just feel like the rollout for the RSPs with the issue and the tickets not working and all that stuff, it just was really unclear. So if they want to do that process again next time, because I feel like it did really help the people that got it,
Yeah.
they need to be more clear on how you do it. Okay, if you want this, you need to select that and not select anything else. If you want this, select that. Like give you some options on how to do it. And then the other piece of feedback I gave them was never again do D23 Expo in September. Don't even think about it. Don't even consider it. It's the worst month to do D23 Expo in. It's not only Disneyland's Halloween season, it's all the other theme parks' Halloween seasons. It's it's the beginning of so many other things that are happening outside the theme park world, school, all everything. Like it's the worst time to have D23 Expo. And I know this year they did it because they had to just throw a dart, like I said earlier, at a date, and hope it was okay with COVID, because they had to plan this a year ago and they had no idea what it was going to be like. And but they've had the expo in July in the past. They usually have it in August. Please, next expo, pick July or August, because weather is better. Like September is always the hottest month in Southern California, always. So give us July, August again, because it's easier for kids to plan with school being off of school. It's easier for people to vacation during that time. Like September was like literally having it this week was the absolute worst. Oogie Boogie Bash.
Yeah, let me go to that real quick, Danny. People paid $180 essentially to get Cap. Nothing else happened. Is there anything to even say? Because they called this the Oogie Boogie for D23 members, and all they got was Cap, like as an add-on, or I didn't see any more value than Cap than a normal Oogie Boogie. $180, dude, crazy.
Yeah, so that was my biggest feedback I wanted to give in the survey. I just said, please pick any month other than September. That's what I said.
Yeah. Claire, are we gonna say, Daddy?
I was just say, what are your overall final thoughts on D23 for this live stream?
I thought D23 was a lot of fun. Very excited to see all the Disney magic, or not Disney magic, all the Disney projects that were being worked on that. I don't know what was that showroom called, Danny? It was like Dreams or something.
Wonderful World of Dreams.
Wonderful World of Dreams. That made it for me. I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that. D23 merch was honestly terrible. I didn't buy nothing, and I really went in there trying to buy a lot of stuff. It kind of, to me, the whole reservations to do merch, I don't know how I feel about that. That whole process is just...
Final thoughts on the merch, like how they did merch this year.
Yeah, I just didn't think it was good. I didn't think it was good. D23, I feel like this year didn't have a lot of like charm, a lot of magic to it. We didn't even get the parade down D23 aisle, and I really feel like that, like D23 needs that. I think next year, or the next D23, will be more magical, more fun. They'll have more timing to do anything. But overall, D23 was fun. It would have been a lot better for me if I got panels. I wasn't going to wait that 2 a.m., 3 a.m. stuff. I'm just not about that life anymore. But I will say again, D23, if you guys could just fix the way you guys get panels, it would be a lot better. Instead, I was somebody who got literally 3 or 4 giveaways. That was what I got from my panel selection. But the in experience of D23, I loved it. I loved everything about it. So that's it. I can't wait for the next one. And I especially enjoyed the parks panel from home. Thank you, D23, for live streaming it. I feel like that is not something that they've done in the past. At least I don't remember, but I really enjoyed that live stream. And they also live streamed the Legends panel, so that was really cool too. I really enjoyed those aspects. So thank you, D23, for allowing us non-panel people to enjoy it with everybody in real life, in time. Clarence says, which houses at HHN had the longest waits when you went? Thinking of going Thursday. Honestly, surprisingly, Halloween and Scarecrow, dude. Those had some massive waits.
Halloween?
Dude, I don't know what it is. It's just Curious George being over there. You kind of get in that mix of like, if I'm doing Halloween, I'm gonna do Scarecrow too. So it just a lot of waits. That's out of week 1. You know, things might change, but that's as of week 1. Let me see. We got Jiminy Disney. Oh damn! Jiminy Disney, what's up, man? Yeah, amigo. My first D23 was a blast because of the 5 Fire community. Abrazos to all. Thank you, Jiminy Disney. Dude, that's awesome. I'm glad you had a good time. Uh, the one thing I didn't get to experience it myself. How were the food trucks, Danny? Were you able to hit? Did you hit the food trucks?
Oh, I didn't even want to leave the air conditioning at any moment in time. So I actually took again. I didn't take my own advice in my D23 food video, and I stayed in the expo and got food at one of the eateries inside the convention center, and man, was it terrible! Just like I had thought. So it how I remembered, and it also didn't sit well with me either. So
Dude, I
uh,
heard that from some people too.
yeah,
Yeah, somebody was like, "I bought a $30 pizza. It sucked, and I'm still hungry." I was like, "Ooh, I will
yeah,
not be. I will not be eating here."
yeah. It's terrible, but like at the same time, it was like 96 degrees outside with like 60% humidity. I didn't want to go
Whew.
like I didn't want to go sit in like a 30-minute line food truck outside in the heat.
Yeah. But thank you, Jiminy Dizzy. I appreciate your kindness and supporting the fire, my friend. Also, too, we got Merciless Kitty. 13 months on membership. Woo! Finally, spooky season. Let's celebrate fire. Boys! Yeah! Let's go. Let's go, dude. Halloween time. Halloween time is here. Let me see. A couple more questions to end today. Are you allowed to bring your own food or leave and come back throughout the day? I saw from a lot of vloggers that food lines and options were horrible. I think she's talking about Halloween Horror Nights. Uh, I don't know if you could do re-entry at Horror Nights. I've only stayed in there the whole time. I will say I brought like a hydro flask full of water, and that was fine. So that's as much as I could tell you. But there's a lot of food options. Not being the plaza or the after or the weekend bar. You could go to
Yeah.
Luigi's. You go to many different places. Many places are
I'll
open.
ask you, can I bring water bottles in?
Yeah, dude, I did. I literally brought one of these, like a hydro flask full of water with ice. The key component was fill it up with ice. So you just get water, you'll always have cold water. It's like so clutch, dude. So clutch. But good luck on your trip. Good luck on your trip. We got Christopher with the super chat. Do you guys think fans are too hard on Disney? Very good question. I'm gonna say yes. Super hard on Disney. But then again, it's just Disney put this like high mark of magic, dude. And it's hard to continuously get there. And I always say, this is what I say to this type of comment. They created Pirates of the Caribbean style ride a long time ago. And we got web slingers in 2021, 2022. Just think about that. We got web slingers. And I'll leave that comment there. I'll leave that comment there. Let me see. All right. All right. That is it. That is it, man. Danny, closing thoughts on everything we talked about today.
Yeah, I mean, I had a blast at D23 Expo. I have my day one video up already, my experience, and then I'm going to be working on my last video is going to be day 2 and 3 combined because it was just like so much of a whirlwind. I didn't have enough time to do everything on day 2 to make its own video, but I thought it was fun. Um, um, I'm bummed that you like didn't get to spend as much time there, but it was just timing. It was just like the worst weekend ever with Oogie Boogie Bash and Horror Nights, and there was just so much going on. You're only one person, right? You can only go so much, but I'm excited with the announcements that we got. Like you said, we got Magic Happens, World of Color 1, and Wondrous Journeys. So like I just am like I couldn't believe that we got all that stuff for nighttime spectaculars for Disneyland. I'm excited to see what the 100 celebration is going to be, and how big that actually is, and what the merch looks like. And I think it's going to be fun. I'm just looking forward to it all. I think Disneyland has a lot to look forward to, and I'm excited to see this. Let's get some details on what kind of ride this Avengers ride actually is.
For real, dude. My closing thoughts. I couldn't be any more happier than everything that came out of D23 Disneyland related. I don't know about all the other stuff. I won't even go into that. But I'm very thankful. New fireworks show, Magic Happens, World of Color 1, the whole concept of like Disneyland being a focal point of the 100 celebration. I am from all my heart as happy as anyone could ever be to be a Disneyland fan. I've been just wanting a celebration like Mickey's birthday not that long ago. Also to the Pixar Fest, which was insane. You know, celebrations that that just bring together the whole Disneyland resort. I've wanted stuff like that, and we haven't got that in a long time. So the fact that 100th is going to go this hard, very excited. Very excited. I'm excited for all the entertainment. I have a feeling, Danny, that we might get something when it comes down to Magical Map. I really find that hard to believe that that'll just stay empty for a whole year.
Right?
Nobody's talked about that. Right now, the last show we had was The Tale of a Lion King. We had Mickey's Magical Map previous to that. So whatever the hell comes there, I feel like it's going to be a definite five-fire option. I'm also excited what's to come more on the DCA side, because I feel like they're going to do some 100 celebration stuff over there too that we just don't know about yet. And we'll see if Paint the Night comes back too, you know. But I'm excited. All this downtown Disney love, hotel love, Disneyland theme park love, it's pretty incredible. And as I always take a step back and think about everything that has transpired, we are truly in the greatest time of Disneyland Resort. We truly are. We got Pixar. We got Pixar Land, Pixar Pier. We got Avengers Campus. We got Galaxy's Edge. And now we get Toontown. Mind blown. And we're getting Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Dude, we are in the greatest time of theme park history. And that's why I say the only thing that's left is an expansion. And I'll go more into detail down the line because, as I've said it before, Universal's coming with Super Nintendo World, and that's an expansion to the theme park. So that is humongous news from Universal Studios Hollywood. So it's just, dude, being a theme park fan right now is the greatest time ever, dude. And all the little kids that are like 5 years old right now, you're lucky. You don't have to deal with all this construction. You're just going to be bored. You're going to be 10 years old and have the coolest theme parks ever. It's going to be crazy, dude. It's going to be crazy. All right. Big thank you to Danny. Big thank you to everybody that joined us in today's Speculation Sunday. I was looking forward to tonight's live big time, and it delivered. Amazing job today, Danny. Amazing job. Thank you. What were you going to say, Danny?
I'd say it was a lot of fun. I've been wanting to talk Toontown and all the stuff they announced because we were just chatting their ears off and imagining.
Yeah, it is so cool. And once again, too, thank you to all the people that brought D23 to life. And it's just an amazing week we had last week. From HHN to Oogie Boogie to freaking D23. It's just crazy. I can't believe all that happened in 1 week. But thank you, everybody, for joining. Don't forget to smash that like button on the way out. And thank you for supporting the fire. We are firing it down. The Cali Bay, just as Danny, are calling it a day. I'm the main host, Mondo.